You know, back when I had my old account, a group of people have taught me this lesson. It's okay to be yourself and have different opinions. But when you have a negative opinion on My Little Pony, or if you talk smack of the fan base, that's where they draw the line. And of course, the group of people I'm talking about are none other than the militant bronies. And today's commentary is going to be on one of those people. I know this video has already been commented on by Mr. Genetic Griffin, and his commentary was just okay, and he could have raised a few more points. To add in context in the commentary, let me give you a quick backstory. Back then, there was a Brony troll, and he was all like, trollolololo, bronies suck, trollolololo. And back then, I was like, we bronies are not that stupid, you just missed the point, buddy. Insert invalid point here. And the professor was all like, oh my god, how fucking stupid are you, you fucking idiot? 2 years have passed, making this brony's commentary irrelevant, and he's like, and here I am, just calling out on his stupidity. So with that said, let's move on to the commentary. By rant, I think you mean commentary. I don't think people expect to hear someone sitting down in front of the camera talking about whatever subject material they're ranting about in a commentary. Now that's what I call false advertisement. Yeah, because making one video having a negative opinion of the show, the movie, and the fan base, or just one commentary of a certain brony is just enough to make you an anti-brony Nazi who does nothing but make fun of the show and the bronies all day. What about all the other videos that the professor made, huh? What about his Final Fantasy retrospective videos? What about all those other rants that have nothing to do with My Little Pony? What about all those other commentaries that have nothing to do with bronies? Are you gonna pretend those videos don't exist and focus on him giving out negative opinions of the show and making fun of the bronies? He's not the anti-Po 8100, you know? You know, just because you can make a commentary doesn't mean you made a good commentary. It takes a lot more logic, intelligence, and sometimes a bit of entertainment to make a good commentary. If you wanted to prove the professor wrong by saying that bronies can't make commentaries, you wouldn't have made this commentary a text commentary, and you totally wouldn't have wasted your time commentating on a video that's 2 years old. You're just proving him right with his title of the commentary, and which, by the way, it's meant to be a joke and it's not meant to be taken seriously.
Oh, you are so thug, aren't you? Using a camera to record your TV while you or someone you know plays a video game. You couldn't even be bothered to record actual wrestling footage, download it from YouTube, anything of the fucking sort?
Well, okay, you do have a point, but you could have elaborated more on that point. You could have said, well, what if his computer wasn't that great and it can't run certain video files or certain video converters? Cause not many people know this, and truth be told, my old computer sucked. I could not get YouTube Downloader working to save my life. Thankfully, I have a new computer and I have a certain video converter that helps me record videos off the computer, no problem. And as for the professor making fun of my old intro because of how terrible the presentation is, yes, it's crap, but at least it's better than the typical commentary intros we've seen about 100 times, featuring clips of nothing but obvious trolls and bandwagon subjects, along with really crappy J-pop music and overplayed metal songs, with the intro trying way too hard to be hardcore, and it makes you want to shout, okay, we get it, you're cool, now shut up and get to the commentary! I find it hilarious how you were the same guy that complained to commentators that have a generic intro. At least mine is somewhat different, because I'll admit, it tried to be hardcore. But then again, Regimgate is a guy who tries to be hardcore. Okay, I went off topic, so let's just move on.
I am also going to be changing your fucking avatar because this thing just looks fucking stupid. And it doesn't really show just how much of a brony you fucking are.
What he means is that avatar, or cause if I remembered what Modern Dave said, has nothing to do with My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And let me tell you people, that is a sign of how oblivious this guy will be throughout the entire commentary.
Let's see here. Who should we use? No, even though it would be a double entendre by letting me inadvertently compare Steven the Master to this guy, and also showing just how annoying I think he is, it's still, he's more annoying than this fucking character.
Well, that's your opinion, not his, okay? And don't treat it like it's a fact, because it makes you look like one of those stupid kids on the playground complaining to other kids which ice cream flavor is the best flavor out there. What a way to make yourself look immature to the professor. It's not because I'm a brony and just that. He thinks I'm annoying for a lot of reasons. My voice, which sounded worse back then, and the commentaries that I've made, which had a lot of arguments and points that I brought up where it just boggled the professor's mind and he was probably thinking, oh my god, is he really that fucking stupid? I'm sure there are more reasons why he thinks I'm annoying, but it's not because I'm a brony. I am going to skip to the part where the past me starts talking, because the part where the professor questions which pony avatar he should use for the past me, and Silent Sable going, oh, she can't be overdone, she's the best pony ever, oh, that pony's not bad, she's like the third best in the series, was all a waste of time.
Skip it!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 10th edition of Gem99 Commentaries, hosted by the one and only, the Gem of 99, Regimgate. Okay, now for those of you who are wondering where was I for the past couple of weeks on January,
Nobody really gives a shit, so just get on with it, you fucking dumbass.
well, yeah, but does that mean it has to take up more time for the commentary to begin? I could have easily explained what happened in my personal life in the description, but I didn't, therefore making the commentary intro longer and painful to sit through.
Skip it!
Now, if you're wondering why am I doing a commentary on one guy...
Why the hell are you still talking? How long is it going to take to get to the fucking commentary itself?
And what long, pointless intro are you talking about? No, really, I don't see a long, pointless intro from the professor. I know the professor has made intros before, but they were short. They're like 15 or 20 seconds long. You just pulled that completely out of your ass.
Skip it!
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
I have a name for the type of fans of the show. It's called Brony. Get it? It's like pony, except that you take the slang word bro, replace the po with bro, and you get brony.
Well shit, thanks for explaining something that everyone on the fucking internet already knows. Shut the fuck up!
You could say that the professor could have just simply cut out everything in the introduction and just go straight to the commentary, but he's actually proving a point, and the point was that I was dragging the introduction way too fucking long. And me personally, I'm glad he made a joke about it, because I was too stupid to realize that stuff like this could really hurt the commentary. I could have easily said, hey guys, this is Regimgate, the Gem of 99, the worst abuser of all time, and I am going to do 3 commentaries made by a guy who hates My Little Pony and all the bronies. I hope you enjoy it, because I'm going to celebrate my 10th edition of Poor Man's Commentaries. So here we go. So yeah, people, I'm sorry for dragging out the introduction. I didn't know what was I thinking.
Skip it!
All you did was give a goddamn history lesson to My Little fucking Pony, which does not help your points in this fucking commentary in the least bit. You also explained what the fuck brony means as if we already didn't know.
Keep those words in mind as we move on to the next clip.
Skip it!
How in the name of all things holy Is this not fucking wasting our time?
Unless people have been living under a rock, why the hell would I give out a history lesson of a show that's a phenomenon on the internet?
Skip it!
Brony. Yeah, okay. I guess bronies are people that watch My Little Pony.
Correction. A brony is someone that is a fan of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Get your facts straight.
No, a brony is some idiotic adult or teenage male who watched My Little Pony and immediately started freaking out about the show because for some reason it kicked his fucking autism into overdrive.
Okay, I'll give credit where credit is due. This is the best, and I mean it, the best point you've made throughout this entire commentary. However, I have 3 things to say about it. 1. You could have elaborated on that point. Why not say, well, what if there are bronies out there that aren't artistic, bronies that are intelligent? 2. You've missed the perfect opportunity to call out on Professor's bullshit statement. You could have said that the professor did the same thing I did when I generalized Power Rangers and quote, generalized, unquote, anime. And 3. If you think people calling other people autistic idiots is cold, then maybe you shouldn't be on the internet if you're so easily disgusted.
I would refer to the show as My Fucking Gay Little Pony.
There's a difference between gay and girly, dude. Just because the show has girls on it doesn't mean it's gay. If you're talking about something like Queer Duck, then I can understand where you're going on with the gay thing. But My Little Pony, I could not understand.
Wow, it is almost as if he said that comment to just piss you off. Like, I don't know what... Wait, I don't want to blow my load just yet.
And for the record, people, Silence Apple will never bring back that statement from the professor ever again in this commentary, making it completely pointless.
Skip it!
Well, let's just get the basic premise of every episode of My Little Pony, not counting the season premieres and finales. We open to happiness, till some drastic fucking event fucks everything up and it gets resolved, and then it goes off to say,
Dear Princess Celestia,
how the hell is that not repetitive?
True, but it doesn't excuse the fact that the simple premise of My Little Pony is a simple premise. It's so simple, I could sum it up in 3 words. Watch. Happiness, conflict, solution.
Yeah, this is just my video about me hating on My Little Brownie faggots.
Really? That's your video on ranting on the bronies. That's all you're gonna talk about.
Well, yes it is. If he wanted to make fun of bronies to piss them off, what else would he need to fucking talk about? Huh, he seemed to have done a good job at this, didn't he? I will go ahead and say this now for anyone who has not yet realized it. This guy is a fucking troll and this dumbass walked right into it.
Apple, don't pull off the proof card. You're starting to sound like that Shadow the Hedgehog commentator with the proof bullshit. I forgot his name, but I'm sure most of you know what I'm talking about. And I have to get this off my chest, and I'll say it right now. I disagree with everyone when they say that the brony troll right here is an obvious troll. I will say this. He is a troll, yes. He pronounced the name Brony wrong, he calls bronies faggots, and he did compare My Little Pony as a gay show. But the way how he speaks and the way how the video looks, it all doesn't look like an obvious troll video. To me, it looks like the equivalent of a poorly made rant video. He's a troll, but he's not completely obvious. That title easily belongs to Mario the Plumber. And by later videos, he was talking about those horrible self-commentaries I made, I think about a year ago, where I said that I didn't know what a troll is. Well, here's the thing. Whether or not I know or don't know what a troll is, it still doesn't excuse the fact that I got trolled. I fell for the trap. And here's another thing that I want to point out. You're telling me that it's okay for commentators to make fun of bronies when they got trolled, but it's not okay for the people to make fun of bronies for all the legitimate reasons? And I'm just going to stop the video right here. What Apple says after this is that he has the other 2 commentaries that the professor made downloaded already. And he asks the audience if he should make a commentary on those other 2 parts. And to that I say, don't go for it, because it'll make you look even worse than you already are. So here are my final thoughts. This commentary is stupid. It is complete and utter garbage. Aside from the 2 points you've made, which could have been better, everything you typed in this commentary, you come across as some butthurt brony who got offended over the fact that there are people out there that don't like bronies, and you're out there defending your own kind. Not only that, you were completely oblivious to everything the professor said in his commentary. If you want my advice, don't commentate on other commentators commentating on bronies, and, dare I say it, love and tolerate everyone else's opinions on My Little Pony. If you can't, get out of YouTube while you have the chance. Okay, let's make this short. Megan gave me training to improve my commentary skills, then she gave me a video that I can commentate on as a test, and let's just say that the video she picked is something. Also, I'm not going to be funny or get angry throughout this commentary, because for some reason when I make a joke it backfires on me, and when I act angry, people fall for it. So, with that said, let's move on to the commentary. Five seconds in and we already encounter a problem. I mean, really? You're going along with that voice throughout the entire video? There's nothing wrong with using a voice changer, but it makes it very difficult for us to understand what you're saying. I know you left your quotes in the description to make us understand what you're saying, but still, it would have been nice to hear you loud and clear. There is a problem here with our society. Okay, that is a huge sweeping generalization you've made. You just flat out said that everyone uses the internet and nobody uses the television. Here's a tip. When you're making a rant video talking about a certain topic and you're trying to prove a point, you shouldn't jump to conclusions and assume that you know everything without looking into the facts or other minor details. That would be like if I said that all bronies who enjoy My Little Pony porn are automatically horse rapists. Oh, wait. The absence of my tears is my sobriety. Again, you're generalizing. Not all news channels are like what you said they are. There are news channels out there that are biased and unfair, and sometimes spout out propaganda, especially political news channels like Fox News and CNN. Especially Fox News. Oh, since you brought up MSNBC, let me give you a little story of what they've done on August 2009. They made a news report on some sort of protest, and they recorded footage of some guy carrying a gun. And then the reporters will go off on a rant saying, oh, how far the racism has gone, and all these white people hate our president. They are willing to carry guns during a protest to kill our president. Rah, rah, rah. However, some photographer would show us the proof that the gunman was actually a black guy. And it goes to show you how biased and prejudiced MSNBC can be. And trust me, that was just the icing on the cake. I have a growing fear, and you're not helping me. Well, yeah, I can agree that it is pointless to make news reports on celebrities making mistakes, but you can't deny the fact that when a celebrity dies from something or commits murder, it's still a big story that they could report on. Well, I do agree with you that most of the celebrities today are bad examples to people. Some people are douchebags, some people are just skanks, or just plain out horrible people. But you can't deny the fact that every now and then you do have some celebrities out there that are generally good people and good role models, mainly people like Bill Cosby and Steve Irwin. What the fuck? Who are you to tell which sports deserve to be shown on TV or not? Are you some kind of sports guy? I'm not here to defend any of these sports. I don't like them either, but with baseball, it does require strength and speed to score home runs and to get to bases quicker. And I can tell you for a fact that it does take effort to win a game, especially when the game is hard or you're facing off against a team that's very competitive. As for golf, you do have to be very accurate to where you want to hit the ball at, and you have to watch out for other obstacles like water, trees, sand traps, even the wind strength. What I'm trying to say is, some sports, no matter how easy they are and the ones that don't give you injuries as much as the others, they can still have players that are competitive and will bust their ass to win. I'm pretty sure someone who's a fan of these sports would say otherwise on that statement of yours. Why do you keep pretending that you know everything and your opinion is the only thing that matters? I don't know about you guys, but that statement he made him sound like a complete nostalgia tard. Now, I'm not going to whine at you and say, oh, stop watching that old shit and get with the times, man. I will, however, listen to your explanation. Why do you think the generation of cartoons sucks? And let's just assume that you did watch a lot of cartoons from the 80s and 90s, and you did take a look at most of these current cartoons. So again, I ask, why? I don't know what shows you've watched, and I don't care what your opinion is towards the current cartoons, but I would at least like an explanation as to why you don't like the current generation of cartoons now. Give out your reasons, or hell, you could have at least give out a comparison to the old generation to the new generation. The way how you said that all three major cartoon channels all have bad cartoons, and the way how you said that back in the old days they had cartoons that had quality and depth, you sound completely biased, and it leaves me with the feeling that you probably didn't see any of these cartoons because you assume that they're bad because it's not like what it was back in the old days. Okay, it's nice to see that you're showing examples for once in this video. However, only 1 out of the 5 examples you've shown is right, and that show is All Grown Up, which, yeah, it is a show about kids going through school. The other 4, however, are not about school. 16 is about teenagers hanging around at a shopping mall and they go through some regular teenager problems. Phineas and Ferb has nothing to do with school at all. It's about two kids having fun in summer vacation and a platypus who's a secret agent trying to stop an evil scientist from taking over the world. The theme song itself gives you an idea what the show is all about. Jimmy Neutron, while it does focus on the school sometimes, it's mostly focused around Jimmy Neutron building inventions, and when the invention goes wrong, he tries to fix the problem with the help of his friends. And for SpongeBob, well, it's kind of hard to explain, but I guarantee you that it's not about school at all. Yes, I know SpongeBob goes to driving school, but that's a minor thing compared to all the major stuff that we had in the show. What makes you think that these shows are all about characters going through high school? Again, you're jumping to conclusions. Or hell, you probably didn't do any research. While it is true that a lot of people get bothered by advertisements and they're trying to watch shows on TV or even watch a video on the internet, but the thing is, commercials are important for the companies. The sole purpose of a commercial is to promote a product and sell it in the stores. Yes, I know it can be boring to sit through these commercials, but what if there's a commercial that showed a really exciting video game that you want to play, or show a delicious fast food item that you want to buy at McDonald's or Burger King, or hell, or even show a really cool product that Microsoft made, like a laptop that's as thick as paper and as light as a feather, or anything that you want to buy. Like I said, commercials are meant to promote a product, but sometimes they try to spice things up a bit by being comedic.
Below is a table of the vertebrates which shows which groups are viviparous and which groups are oviparous.
And sometimes there are commercials that, well...
Take it from Carinkles, that's me. The best breakfast under the big top is post-sugar rice Carinkles.
Are just, well, creepy. And what do you mean they have not even been informative? One could argue that commercials are giving you information on what the product is and what it does. Now I know that some commercials are misleading to the product and sometimes they lie on what the product is or what it does, but still, commercials give you an idea on what the product is. We are destined to fail. Stop pretending like you know everything. There are some people out there that use the television to watch shows. There are people out there that use television to play video games or even watch movies on Blu-ray or DVD. Why do you act like you know everything and what everyone wants or hates? And this is where the video ends. Now, before I give out my final thoughts, let me just say something about the co-op commentary I made. Remember when I said that the video Gibton Take made is the worst video I've seen? Well, I take it back. Because Gibton Take himself stated that He made this video for his friends who hated the idea that they're clopping and they don't want to be misfits. Give and Take was basically saying, oh, that's okay, we all have fantasy, that's perfectly natural, we all have fetishes, we all have fantasies and all that, so you're not a strange person, you're normal. And I will admit, I was being a shithead on that video. I didn't know what I was thinking, I was a prude, and I took things way out of context. And even though I completely disagree with him that ponies can be like humans, it is not the worst I've seen. With that said, this is the worst video I've ever seen. And I mean it this time. Because this whole video is like a basic rant gone horribly wrong. It's just him generalizing on a lot of things on TV, and he just assumes that he knows what everyone loves, hates, or what's good for everyone and what's bad for everyone. It's just him being ignorant and not thinking on a lot of other things that he just overlooked. It also doesn't help that we have to hear his voice. But that's not even the worst part. If you look at his About Me page on his channel, this guy claims that he had been around on YouTube since 2006 and he had 9 years of experience of making videos. And he had watched great ranters and commentators who sort of inspired him and gave him an idea on how to make a good video. Now, I'm pretty sure the Unknown Angel is just some young new guy trying to make a name out of himself on YouTube, and he wrote this just to make himself look good and act like he knows what he's doing. But let's just say that everything he wrote here is absolutely true. If he had been around on YouTube since 2006 and he watched a lot of great videos made from the likes of Big Al 2K6, Random DCE, and a few other legendary users that we haven't heard about, gained inspiration from these guys, and took notes on everything these guys do, with 9 years of experience of being here on YouTube, as well as his training to make videos, wouldn't you think this guy might at least had some idea of what he was trying to do in this video? Angel wasn't giving out any examples aside from one moment. Angel didn't give out any reasons. Angel didn't give out any points to his argument. Leaves me feeling that he didn't do any research. He was basically jumping to conclusions without looking into the facts and other details. And the fact that he was ranting on a very simple topic like television, something that isn't as controversial as religion or politics, makes this video even more terrible. If what he said was true, that he had 9 years of experience of making rant videos, this video should have been a walk in the park for him. I've never seen a rant video as poorly made as this. This video fucking sucks.
Warning, this video contains no sexually graphic images of any kind. If you came here to clop, you will be disappointed.
Gee, a video that has a title saying non-explicit doesn't have graphic images? Why? You'd have to be a genius to figure that one out.
Thanks, Henry, for that statement. Jeez, we're starting this co-op commentary on a bad note here. And speaking of starting off with a bad note, let the description be an indication of what's about to come. Although the video doesn't show anything pornographic, the stuff that the guy says will disgust you completely.
I think we can all agree that sex is real. The reason you're watching this video right now is because human beings are genetically programmed to want to reproduce, and they've been at it for thousands of years. So long, in fact, that they've managed to invent the internet, and to a lesser extent YouTube.
Actually, the reason I'm watching this video is because I saw a video of why ponies can be sexy, and I thought, gee, what kind of flimsy arguments are we gonna have here? And what did I get? Flimsy arguments!
And keep this in mind, folks. This guy is going to stay delusional and very oblivious to everything he's talking about in the hopes to justify something that will come up much later.
So, pretty cool. Good job, human race. You made my YouTube video. If you think about it, reproduction is one of the most normal things ever. Literally every living thing on Earth reproduces in some way. and it's all down to evolution.
Normally, I would do you guys a favor and skip to the parts that I would commentate on, but since this guy is going to bring up sex and how it plays a big major role in life to his argument, we'll speed up everything he has to say.
Go back to the very first living organisms on Earth. The microscopic organisms that formed in the primordial soup are technically alive because they have DNA and they can move a bit and they can split in two. So they do that and they make more organisms, they reproduce, they continue to grow as a species because they keep splitting. But at one point, one of these organisms, due to a random mutation, is created with no desire at all to reproduce itself. This odd outlier then dies and his legacy ends immediately. The only way to pass on his genes was to reproduce, but since his mutated genes determined that he didn't want to do that, it was doomed to end. Which logically means the only organisms that survive are the ones that want to reproduce and continue on their species. And all life on Earth is descended from those initial successful organisms.
And after that nice little explanation about sex, this is where the video starts to go downhill. Into the bottom depths of hell!
So with reproduction being so integral to everything we know, why is it so taboo to talk about it? Bring up talk of penis in the park and you will get scowls from passers-by. Introduce vagina into a conversation at a dinner party and people will tell you to stop it.
Gee, it might be taboo to talk about that stuff in public because it's not freaking normal. You don't just go out in public and, hey, do you know how many women I just got with last night? Gee, it was fan-freaking-tastic.
Dude, I don't know if you heard about this, but there are some things in life that go without saying, like pissing and shitting. Everybody knows we piss and shit, and almost every other species known to mankind does this, but we don't talk about it because it's too disgusting to discuss.
You know, I just can't believe that this guy would even think that that was a good idea to say.
Most of the time, the reasoning for this apparent rejection of such topics is that children might hear, and if children hear about sex, they will explode.
So apparently the only reason we don't talk about that stuff in public is because kids.
And do you want to know why we don't bring up sex to children? It's because kids are too young and too stupid to know anything about sex. They don't know what an abortion is, they don't know what rape is, they don't even know what a hard-on is. To them, sex is like a completely bizarre, disgusting phenomenon to explore. Even if you taught these kids everything about sex, the positives, the negatives, and all that kind of shit, they still wouldn't get it and will be disgusted for life.
But that's not the only reason. Want another reason? It's weird, it's kind of awkward, you might say. Oh, and it's not good conversation material.
Get back!
But sometimes there are no children around. Sometimes in a completely adult setting, some people still don't want you to mention what your favorite porn star is because it's embarrassing.
Dude, not everything on everyone's personal lives, secrets, and personal interests are acceptable and appropriate to talk about.
This is one of the dumbest points I've ever heard in my life. You don't talk about that stuff because, as I've previously stated, it is freaking awkward and disgusting.
That's because it's their business and not everyone else's. Nobody in the right mind would ever give out their own personal embarrassing moments or disgusting stuff that they've done to public because it could ruin their representation and in some cases become laughingstocks. Just look at Christian Weston Chandler.
Get back!
These people presumably have had sex, or at least know what sex is, and it's pretty much certain that every adult has watched porn at least once, or fantasized about sex. It's ingrained in our DNA. We all want to bang.
Ha 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 ha. Subtle.
Also, don't you just love assumptions? Gee, I love assuming that everybody has watched that stuff at one point. You know, it's almost like this isn't completely true at all. Some adults don't watch that because they themselves have a level of standards and they don't want to lower themselves to what they consider embarrassing, idiotic, disgusting in some cases, and many other things. So don't go assuming every adult has watched it.
And you should have known this by now, since in your history lesson you gave out an example that there are some cells out there that don't want to reproduce.
But at one point, one of these organisms, due to a random mutation, is created with no desire at all to reproduce itself.
Yeah, should I remind you of that?
So why is it embarrassing? Well, it's down to a number of factors. Some people just find it icky for their own personal reasons.
And yet, that's not enough to convince you why people don't mention sex?
Skip it!
Nothing about sex is really inherently bad or wrong. It's just what everybody thinks. Everybody realizes that it's inappropriate to talk about tits and ass to a 5-year-old. But the 5-year-old in question isn't going to be mentally damaged by that conversation.
How can you be so sure about that?
That child could think, what? This is disgusting. I don't like it. They'll grow up scarred by it because of that horrible experience they had as a child, and they'll never want to go near it. He does not want to hear about that. Now do you want children to see it?
They may not appreciate it because they haven't hit puberty yet, and they don't understand why you'd want to touch a girl because they have cooties.
And again, proves my point that kids don't fucking get it! You just gave out the explanation right there!
But it's not going to turn them into a sex offender, unless you're literally telling them it's okay to rape, which of course isn't true because that isn't consensual.
Okay, I want all of you people to keep this in mind. He says that rape isn't consensual. And for that matter, let's put bestiality in there as well, because that's considered rape, and that also too is not consensual. And let's just say that every fictional character known to mankind has the same amount of rights as we do. Fictional characters can be humans as well.
Skip it!
Henry, where did you skip us to?
Trust me, Gem. You thought this was bad? When we get to ponies, this is gonna be the worst thing you ever watched.
So the basic idea of all I just said is that sex isn't bad. Sex isn't rude or inappropriate. Sex is the most normal thing ever.
I said this before, and I'll say it again. Regardless of everything that sex has to offer, how common it is, and how important it is to everyone on the planet, sex is not something that everyone will understand easily. Sex is not something that people could do without any problems. Sex isn't something that everyone will enjoy. It's not always acceptable. It's not always comfortable. It's not always appropriate to everyone, to every environment you go, to everything in life. And I just realized we're heading to that part now.
With that in mind, let's go to the most important part of the video.
I really don't like where this is going.
The main event.
Hey buddy, do you want to play Super Smash Brothers on the 3DS?
Your internet sucks ass. So
Hey,
no.
wait, what about the Wii U?
You don't have one.
The part that will ruin my pristine, cancer-free argument.
Want to play riddles with me? I'm sure you're good with riddles.
Riddle me this. Who's a coward that can't accept the truth?
Oh shit, here it comes!
Ponies, and why it's okay to want to have sex with them.
What? What?
Telling them it's okay to rape, which of course isn't true because that isn't consensual. Ponies, and why it's okay to want to have sex with them. Sex with them isn't consensual. Sex with them isn't consensual.
Are you serious? Who are you? What are you? Let me go check something here. Oh my god! This guy has over 1,000 likes on his video. He has 15,000 subscribers. How? I don't even imagine how he even considered this being a good idea. I just can't.
Henry?
Yeah?
What's wrong with this guy?
So, the reason why you brought up sex, gave out a history lesson, explained how important and common sex is, gave out stupid arguments about how picky society is by not talking sex to children, and how embarrassing it is to talk about it in public. You brought up all that shit, all for the sake of justifying falling in love with fictional characters from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic?
You see, the pony design from Gen 4, at least, is very human and abstracted. It barely looks anything like a pony at all. They're all unrealistically coloured, except for a few like this one here. The muzzle is very short and almost looks like a nose. The manes are shaped like hairstyles that a human could easily sport. The head is so big in proportion to the body, which makes it look very small. The eyes are huge and have irises. Seriously, have you ever looked at a horse's eye? It's just black. And the hooves look very squishy and can hold things.
So what you're telling me is that the designs from My Little Pony Generation 4 are nothing like a pony.
It doesn't change the fact that they're still fucking horses! How the fuck does every detail you just brought up make the ponies human?
You wanna know why else they look human and abstract? It's a little thing called personification. Make something more human, and it's easier to relate to. Because, simply put, since we are human, at least I think we are, we can relate to something that is us. At least more like us.
Not to mention the things that ponies do are very human. wearing clothes, making clothes, having a currency, living in houses, using pneumatic drills. It's so very human.
Hey buddy, you want to know what other cartoons out there have animals do human-like things? Looney Tunes? Disney cartoons? Oh, for the hell of it. Every cartoon known to mankind! And out of every fucking cartoon show out there in the world that probably had more sophisticated people, an established universe, and has its own laws of physics that probably would come really close to reality, why is My Little Pony Generation 4 the only show that matters to you?
And aside from the walk cycles, they don't move like ponies either. Look at this shit. I'd like to see a horse move like that, but you can't.
Okay, so according to your own logic, SpongeBob is human because he does stuff that no other sponges can do. He's a fry cook. He knows how to cook a Krabby Patty. So to all you girls that have a hard-on for SpongeBob, you can go ahead and bang him because this fucking brony says as long as he does something human-like, it's A-okay.
So the ponies are very human. They're very human-like.
Okay, 3 things. 1, no. 2, no. And 3, no! Everything you've said did not make the ponies look anywhere as close to be like humans.
But that doesn't immediately make them sexy, does it? Of course not. They're sexy because they have traits that resemble a certain kind of human. A kind of human that attracts heterosexual males and homosexual females. They got curves, girl.
What?
Look at that, it's like a circle.
What?
Oh yeah.
Gem, please tell me we heard just the exact same thing.
So, ponies are sexy because of the curves.
Hey Gem, this 2DS is pretty freaking attractive.
Please,
Hey,
you gotta be
baby,
fucking
you
kidding
got
me.
curves. Oh.
I still want an explanation. Why?
The curves are attractive because human females, when they reach puberty, have their thighs wide,
No!
which is helpful in carrying and delivering a baby.
No! I'm skipping this comparison because it's full of bullshit. It makes no fucking sense. Ponies from the show and humans are not equal to each other. Next!
Gem, why do I have the feeling this video is gonna turn you into a Gem gang?
Shut up, Henry! I'm not in the mood of your bullshit!
Skip it!
It isn't wrong, it isn't sick or twisted, it's just porn, and it's perfectly natural. You reserve the right to refuse it to be shown in certain places. You reserve the right to think it's really weird and horrible. But you do not reserve the right to judge and be prejudiced against people by what they do in their own time by themselves. These are all fictional characters after all. Nobody's getting hurt, and nobody will get hurt.
Yeah, what a nice way to justify fantasizing and lusting over fictional characters. I really wanna fucking murder you.
Gem, we shouldn't murder.
But this guy is fucking ridiculous!
Unless you decide to start fighting.
Finally! That was the ending of this video. Okay guys, here are my final thoughts, and I'm going to be very honest with you people. I've seen a lot of shitty videos on my day. I've seen commentators commenting on a lot of shitty videos. Ryan Rhino Mills, The Masked Star Maker, Revan Realm, David Washer, Dirtbike Reddit, Dirt Turfy, Azumanga Daioh Fan, Ski Hound, TOG Professor, Youngblood Fantasy, Dark Agumon, Blue Flame, Sapano, even fucking Evan Yagi! My point is, this is the worst video I have ever seen in my entire life. It doesn't just suck. It disgusts me. It insults me. And it makes me feel really bad to know that I was once part of the bronies. And before anyone says anything, yes, not all bronies are awkward, disgusting. They're acceptable, you know, tolerant. But it's people like him that make the bronies look so bad and get criticized for doing something stupid. This video is the equivalent of a serial killer trying to justify murder through one of the most bullshit excuses imaginable. Oh, I don't see why society makes a huge deal out of someone killing another person, because if we're going to arrest people for killing, we might as well arrest the Grim Reaper himself. He gets a free pass, so why don't we? The reason I say this is because death is a natural part of life. Everyone dies. So even if we don't kill, we're still gonna die anyway from age and sickness. And besides, killing isn't always senseless. I mean, sometimes we do it to vent our frustration. Sometimes we do it for revenge. Sometimes we do it for fun. I mean, and it's sickening. You're pretty much promoting bestiality in this video. Now let me just say this. If you like this show because of its story, its characters, the humor, and its morals that it gives, then good for you. All power to you. But having a fetish and lust towards these ponies could lead you to do something horrible one day that you'll end up regretting. And for you to say that this type of behavior is okay and trying to justify it by saying that ponies are like humans with this bullshit reason and that bullshit reason, it's just absolutely fucking disgusting. You're sick, you're creepy, you're delusional, and above all else, you're a fucking idiot. Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of the Poor Man's Commentary, hosted by your host, the Gem99 Regimgate. Today, I am going to do something horrific in the commentary community. The most unpardonable of all sins, the most horrific crime you could ever commit. And that is jumping on a bandwagon. And if you got a problem with that, well, you can just choke on those nuts. And choke on it really hard! I'm going to do a commentary on Poe8100. Not on his commentaries, but on this one particular rant video that he made on where he talks about fandom stereotyping. I'm not doing a commentary on him because I want to get some attention. I want to make a commentary on him because I have a point to make. And I doubt any of you people will pay attention to what I'm saying because you people fucking hate me. So anyways, let's just get into the commentary before I waste any more time and piss off all of you impatient bastards out there. Whoa! Keep your face away from the camera! Was it necessary to introduce your rant with a lame joke?
Hello YouTube, it's me Point100 again, and today I'm going to be doing a rant since so many of you guys requested me to do a rant.
And I bet those people that requested this piece of shit are nothing but a bunch of butthurt bronies who want all of the haters to stop hating on My Little Pony. So they decided to bring another idiot brony to... bring a brilliant young brony, such as yourself, who would not make himself look like a hypocrite in this intelligent rant. Let's see what he has to say from his wise words.
And all my rants are going to be in my room, and all my commentaries are going to be on the computer, so yeah.
This may be a dumb question, but how is that even possible? And out of curiosity, where do you put your sexual fantasies on?
But anyways, let's get down to business. Today I'll be ranting on fandom stereotyping.
By fandom stereotyping, you mean brony stereotyping. Keep this in mind, people. Poe will not mention any other fan bases in this video, because all those other fan bases out there, like the Sonic Fags, Twilight Freaks, Narutards, One Direction fangirls, who cares about them? They deserve to get a lot of hate. I mean, heaven forbid someone out there makes fun of all the bronies that are clopping to Rarity. I mean, help Rarity with her dresses.
Fandom stereotyping, even if I'm not in that fandom, annoys me so much. Because as a brony, I know how it feels to be stereotyped. I'm pretty sure every fandom member has been stereotyped once before. So whenever I see someone being stereotyped, or a fandom being stereotyped, I feel bad for them, because I know that it doesn't feel very good, you know? Everyone's been stereotyped once in their life. Like, people have been stereotyped for, oh, you have glasses, you're a nerd, you know?
Yes, Poe, I agree. There are a lot of people out there that get stereotyped by other people for what they do or look like racism and sexism. Here's the thing though. Groups of people make themselves look stereotypical by doing the same things that their group does. How their group looks or what the group likes. For example, there are the Juggalos. They listen to ICP and chant whoop whoop. And there's the horror movie fanatics. They watch horror movies or they go to conventions. I'm not saying everyone who is a part of the fan base, religion, or race out there do the same thing. I know there are some people that may not be as generic or different from their group, and there are people that give their kind a bad name. I'm saying those people have something in common that makes themselves what they are. And I highly doubt you feel bad for anyone other than yourself and the bronies.
And as a brony, being stereotyped saying, oh, all bronies clop, or all bronies do this and that, it does not feel very good at all.
Yes, it doesn't feel good to get picked on, so do not generalize our fan base. Yeah. Remember what he said, because he will contradict himself in a few seconds.
Do we got any anime fans in here? Yeah, any people that watch anime? Yeah, how's that tentacle porn going for you? Is it going good? Yeah. Do you think it is good?
Yeah, because everybody knows that people who watch anime are nothing but a bunch of sickos who fap to hentai 24 hours a day. What a way to make yourself look like a respectful brony. Princess Celestia would be so proud.
Oh yeah, and do we have any car fans here? Yeah, anybody really like cars? How about, like, if I said that you liked cars, I meant that you wanted to fuck them? Huh? Basically, everyone's been stereotyped once in their life, so we all know how it feels, and we all know that it doesn't feel very good. So, why do people go ahead and stereotype a fandom? I mean, you know that doesn't feel good. You know that it really ticks people off, and it's false, it's not true, it's a lie. But yeah, most of you kind of understand what I'm saying here, so let's move on. First, brony stereotypes, of course. Brony stereotype number 1. All bronies clop.
I just love how he chuckles and shakes his head in disgust, as if he was trying so hard to make himself look smart and calm, when in reality, we all know that he's crying in his little insane mind, hugging Fluttershy as he drools all over her hooves.
I love this one. It makes me laugh so much because it's blatantly obvious that not all bronies clop.
I beg to differ. If bronies do not clop, then why are there websites like Equestrian After Dark? Those creepy fanfiction stories, those sick-ass pornographic pictures that I can't show. Why is there a Lyra plushie with that hole on her, ass? Everybody knows what that plushie is made for. You know it too, you sick brony bastard.
I have, like, tons of brony friends in real life, and I know none of them clop. But also, this whole brony stereotype that all bronies clop was kind of started by your good old pal Howard Stern. Yep, that's right, the shock jock.
Yeah, because everybody knows that Howard fucking Stern is a sick pervert, all because he made that one stupid movie, Private Parts. What a way to make yourself look clean and straight.
Howard Stern basically sent a couple of his little servants to BronyCon, and they interviewed 4 or 5 people, and turns out all of them were cloppers. But some of them were obviously staged and or audio spliced. I mean, here, just listen to this one.
Okay, I'm going to confess right here, right now. I have no idea what clip he is showing, what the interview was about, and what does the clip have anything to do with his rant. I tried my best to look for this clip, but I couldn't find it. All I know is that someone is asking the bronies what a clopper is. So, should I continue? Yeah, I don't know. Let's just listen to the audio.
This is crazy.
Oh, it gets crazier. Stick with this.
What is a clopper?
Basically the equivalent to a connoisseur of pornography.
Yeah, they have their own language, like a clopper.
What is this one called?
A clopper is someone who, I guess beats off to My Little Ponies.
Oh.
People who watch pony porn. But it's My Little Pony porn.
Who even knew that existed?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a whole universe out there you don't know about. And I wish I didn't.
Pony pornography?
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you ever pledged yourself to a My Little Pony character?
I'd be lying if I said no.
Well, which My Little Pony do you find most sexually appealing?
Oh, God. Probably Twilight.
What's her most attractive feature?
As anyone would say, sweet pony ass.
As anyone would
Wow,
say.
as anyone would say.
That's great.
Did that sound audio spliced or what?
Proof? Do you have any proof that the audio is quote-unquote spliced? Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't interviews usually left alone? They don't edit, they don't change the answers to the questions. The bronies in the audio said that the cloppers are people who clop to My Little Pony, obviously. Howard Stern, I guess, asked those bronies if they did clop to My Little Pony. And, big shocker, those bronies have more balls than you, Poe, because they admit that they do clop to My Little Pony. It takes a strong man, or in this case, it takes a strong brony to tell the truth about themselves. And before you say, well, not every brony clops, I know that not every brony finds all the ponies hot and attractive. I myself do not like furry porn. But those bronies in the interview didn't lie to themselves to make the bronies look good. Like how you are doing right now.
Well, that's Howard Stern for you. Brony stereotype number 2. All bronies are furries. Very incorrect.
Poe, there is a thing called similarity. Bronies and furries may be somewhat different from each other, but they do a lot of things that make them similar in almost every way. They watch TV shows, they watch cartoons, they draw fan pictures, they wear costumes, they even go to conventions. And I know that there are some furries out there that are really sick and that they fap to animals, like the cloppers. Also, are you applying that bronies are not as bad as the furries? Because it sounds like you were trying to make the bronies look good by saying that the furries are sick and bronies are not the same. You probably think all furries are sick freaks that condone bestiality.
Most of my brony friends are not furries. Only like 30% or 20% of the brony fandom has furries in it. And now for brony stereotype number 3. They all want to have sex with the characters on the show. This usually comes from the people who think that Pony Thread Simulator is actually legit, when it isn't. It's all a joke, except for like a couple. It's true that there are those sort of weird people on 4chan, but...
Yeah, because everybody knows that 4chan is a website that has a lot of weirdos doing weird shit. What a way to make the bronies look sane.
Mainly, it's not that. They're just joking around. You know, like, the joke, I want to come in Rainbow Dash. That's a joke.
So, are you applying that everything sexual from the bronies and My Little Pony is a joke? If that's true, E621 must be a really hilarious website.
And brony stereotype number 4. All bronies are neck-bearded man-children. This one, it entertains me so much because these haters that say this, they don't realize who they're insulting. They're insulting Gabe Newell, Andrew WK, let's see who else, possibly Stephen Colbert, I'm not quite sure, Weird Al, yeah, who else, Seth Green, and, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Wait a second, are you comparing Seth Green and Weird Al to man-children? That's like comparing Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris to stupid kids who think that they can wrestle. Great fucking analogy you made there, Poe. People compare bronies to man-children because they enjoy watching a show that's intended for children. Like how man-children watch Pokemon, Sonic X, SpongeBob, or anything childish.
Do they even realize who they're insulting?
Here's a better question, Poe. In your commentaries, do you realize who you're commentating on?
You know, I mean, if they realized who they were calling the neck-bearded man-children, I think they would reconsider a little bit. Yeah, don't you think, once they realized that, oh, I just insulted Gabe Newell. I take that back, you know.
Okay. Poe, I can understand why stereotyping others doesn't feel good. The problem is, you are in no position to tell us that quote-unquote fandom stereotyping is wrong, when all you do is make commentaries on people who make fun of My Little Pony and the Bronies. Most of them are trolls who just wanted to get a reaction from the fans, or some of them are people who are just stating their opinions of the fan base or the show. You made so many commentaries on them, it's not even funny.
But yeah, that's it pretty much for Brony stereotypes. Now on to furry stereotypes. Oh, I could go on for hours about this, but I'm only going to do like 2 or 3.
No. Fuck it. I'm going to skip the whole entire video to the end because the rest of his video is nothing but him doing this.
Brony stereotype number 1. All bronies are a bunch of creepos that love this life. Right? Just because furries go to conventions and have these really creepy pictures does not mean bronies do the same thing. Stereotype number 2. All bronies want to marry the ponies. Right? You know, just because they had an episode where Shining Armor and Raiders goes like fuck.
That's pretty much his entire video in a nutshell, and I could have said that so that I could save you some time from this awful commentary.
Don't you think there might be lots of people that are not into that? Huh?
Poe, we already know that there are some bronies and furries out there that are not into bestiality, and they're just there for fun and enjoy what they are doing.
And like I said earlier, there's lots of freaks in the furry fandom that use it as sort of a safety cushion or an excuse that they can get away with this sort of thing.
Oh, you mean like how you're doing right now? Because you're pretty much doing the same exact thing on what you assume the furries are doing by making themselves look good.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just kind of want to get my own opinions on fandom stereotyping and how much it freaking pisses me off.
And remember, people, it's my opinion, so you better respect it. I respect your opinion too, despite I've made a bunch of commentaries on people that ranted and hating all the bronies out there. Do not question me.
But I hope you enjoyed it. You can say whatever you want in the comments. Well, like, favorite, comment, whatever you want to, I don't care. And I'll see you later.
That's your opinion of this rant? The nostalgia critic saying fail? If you thought it was a, well, fail, why did you upload your rant in the first place? That's the ending of the video. So, in conclusion, this rant video, as well as the creator of this, Poe, is nothing but one word. Biased. Because all he does, like I said before, is make a bunch of videos saying that the Brony fanbase is nothing like that. They're not into bestiality. They don't have sex. They don't find any of the ponies attractive. They don't do a bunch of creepy stuff. Do a little bit of outsourcing, buddy. We know that there are some creepy cloppers out there. Don't deny it. You just gotta face it. Every fan base has at least a good side and a bad side. Even the most hated fan bases out there, like the Sonic Facts, have a little bit of good side on the fan base. What I'm saying is that there is no such thing as a perfect fan base where all the people are normal, they're just good people that are respectful, honest, and all that bullshit that Poe said. And you cannot claim that the fan base is great when there is proof that there are some really creepy cloppers and creepy people out there that make the fan base look bad. So Poe, take it from me. Stop living in denial, and please stop making videos defending the Brony fan base by saying the same things over and over again, because at this point you're pretty much stale. It's predictable at this point. So anyways, this has been the Poe Man's commentary, and this is Gem99 signing off. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone, this is the Gem99 here with my final commentary. And yeah, I do mean it this time. After this, I am no longer making commentaries and I'm just going to move on to do other things like reviews or top 10s. Because I'm sick and tired of trying to improve and all my efforts don't pay off and I end up fucking myself over. It's not for the criticism, I do welcome it all the time. For those of you who are keeping track with me on Skype and heard about the production of this commentary, this was originally going to be a co-op with Blue Flame, but unfortunately he has given up. And if you're watching this, Blue Flame, thanks for the effort though. You were always there for me. So with that in mind, I decided to go commentate on this one particular video by myself and try to improve one more time before I go. Well, I already wasted enough time here with my monologuing, so let's move on to the commentary. Oh, and one more thing.
Hello everyone, this is 6716 with another commentary, but this time it's my first solo commentary! Now, oh, I'm sorry, Emscala Eli, that my title is similar to your usual title. I couldn't come up with anything.
Similar? Your title card is exactly the same thing that Emskull would have written in any of his commentaries. Just insert something here, and then just write, "It's not funny." I know you aren't exactly the most creative person in the world, but that's no excuse for you to be lazy and literally copy someone else's idea for a title in the commentary.
And the person I'm commentating is bringing up the same criticism over and over again that I figured I should give him a taste of his own medicine.
Keep that statement in mind, everybody, because this will later bite her in the ass.
As you can tell, this video was a Halloween special. And even though I said no videos older than 6 months, I decided to break this rule for once.
It's not necessarily the age of the video that's the problem here. It's the fact that this is bad timing. You're commentating on a Halloween special review, and this commentary was posted in like, what, late April? Don't you think it would have been a better idea to hold on to the commentary for a while until Halloween is just around the corner? Yeah, it would make the video that you're commentating on a year older, but as long as no one else covers it or the guy hasn't improved any of his content since then I honestly think there wouldn't be an issue here if you just do that.
I decided to break this rule for once because my commentary material is sort of dry.
Finding commentary material may take a while to find, but it's not exactly what you would call hard, and I'm getting sick and tired of these people making that excuse. Here's how to find material. Go to the YouTube search bar and type whatever kind of video subject you want to tackle on, commentaries, reviews, rants, or anything you could think of. Then just use the filter to look for videos that were uploaded like today or last month. At least you would have been able to find one video for you to commentate on. It's not that hard, Adriana.
Greetings, everybody. This is Count Happy Spaceman with a special Halloween review. It's a time of fright, great fear, and spooks. So with that said, let us venture into something that is only as scary in how bad it is. This is Monster Mash. Okay, so I won't talk like that during the entire review, but I will explain about this movie.
What was the point for you to make that little remark on his acting? I never thought it was possible for a small little statement to waste so much time in this commentary.
Though I never noticed it before, but it is just me, or do the background singers sound bored off their asses?
Okay, so far you did a good job reviewing it.
Yes, people. Adriana paused the video in her commentary just to agree with him. But seriously, Adriana, please don't do that. It kills the purpose of making a commentary when you're supposed to argue against him, not give him a pat in the back and say, "Oh yeah, you make a good point, yeah."
Ah, geez, the background singers and damn it, Janet sound more enthusiastic than you.
And here comes the crap kicker. This is gonna be a doozy.
Hey Adriana, here's a little word of advice from Blue Flame. Giving you a shout out there, buddy. When you make a short statement like that, it wouldn't be a smart idea for you to stop the video completely and then drag out time with that short statement. Why didn't you auto-duck that statement for being so short? You know, something you've done earlier in this commentary?
Okay, so I won't talk like that during the entire review, but I will explain about. So it's revealed that Frankenstein, Dracula, and the Wolfman have become celebrities and go around playing at malls. Because of this, they miss having the ability to scare people. Oh yeah, and I'm sure starring in movies like this will get back that ability.
You may not like this point, but it's a kid's cartoon. It's not supposed to be taken seriously.
Just because the movie is made for little kids does not automatically mean it gets a free pass on everything that makes a movie bad. Some people could even argue that kid movies can be art, and there are loads of examples that there are kids movies and even kids shows that take risks and go dark sometimes.
And here's the first big problem with this movie. The monsters are not funny. They're annoying. And they're completely insulting to their original movie versions. This is our comic relief for the movie, people. Be very afraid.
Oh, I wish you were a little more in depth of why they're not funny like you did here, than just saying they're not funny later on. Trust me, saying the same critique over and over again will die out fast.
Oh, and I also want you guys to keep this in mind also, because like the previous statement she made,
And the person I'm commentating is bringing up the same criticism over and over again that I figured I should give him a taste of his own medicine.
it's going to bite her in the ass later on. Oh, and forgive me if I nitpick for a while here, but we're also going to skip this little game that Adriana's playing. You know how with some commentators they would say something like,
Let's play a drinking game here, guys. Take a shot every time this guy repeats himself or says something stupid.
well, Adriana does the same thing, but instead of alcohol or even shots to the head, it's nickels. Well, I admit that I've done something like this in the past. Hell, even a few commentators I know have played games like this. The whole take a shot every time this guy says this or that really doesn't add much to the commentary, and really, the whole thing is just getting old and becoming a cliche in the community itself.
This would be clever if these characters were used to their full potential, but they're not. So it's not funny, it's annoying.
It's horrible! So after the Titaness summoned the court by a goblin, sounds like Fear Lori.
Why in the name of all that is holy did you skip one part and then right afterwards you speed up the footage? Why didn't you just skip both of these parts now so we didn't have to wait for you to finish speeding up the footage just so that we can get on with the commentary? This is very irritating, and it almost feels like you couldn't decide whether or not you want to skip or fast forward. In fact, there's an explanation of this, folks. George Raccoon posted a comment pointing this out, and this is Adriana's response. She basically said that she didn't want people accusing her of abusing the skip button, so she had to balance speed-ups and skips. Let me ask you this, Adriana. When was the last time you've heard one commentator complaining about someone abusing the skip button? I'm waiting.
Which typical family does your ogre have in mind?
The Tinklemeisters.
Tinklemeisters? That sounds more like a diaper brand!
Nitpicky side note, I really hate it when people force the laugh for comedic effect. It sounds really cringeworthy at best. I think I prefer people using dark comedy for comedic effect because at least they're having fun with it.
Even if his laughter came off as forced as you claimed it to be, that doesn't automatically rule out that he wasn't having fun with his video. Hell, just listening to the tone of his voice is enough to give you an idea that he's having fun in the video.
Alright, so we see the Tinklemeisters, who for some reason live in a house straight out of the 80s. Look at it, who owns pink flamingos anymore? Actually, lots of things in this movie feel like the 80s. The animation, the background music, the way they dress, and even a lot of the dialogue. I wouldn't mind so much, except this was made in 2000! You're 2 decades off! Get with the times, movie!
You do realize that because it's a cartoon, Dick can pick whatever stylistic art choice they want to animate, as long as it's animated well. Which, unfortunately, they had reused some animation footage to save time and money. You should have criticized that instead of an art choice. That would be like me criticizing whatever happened to Robot Jones for having the art style resembling Schoolhouse Rock, even though the animation is done well.
What did that statement have anything to do with what he said? He said that the movie looks like it was made in the 80s, yet the movie was released in 2000. Where does similar animations fit in the mix?
He was so young.
was so small.
Oh! Hi, song. Yeah, apparently they decided this was a musical.
Well, the opening theme song was sort of giving out that this was going to be an animated musical. What else did you expect?
Well, that may be true, but Spaceman's argument can be explained in one simple word.
Inconsistency!
He found it to be odd that the producers of Monster Mash have waited this long into the movie to start adding musical elements when the first parts of the movie had none.
I wouldn't mind so much, except this song is terrible. It feels like rejected splooge from the Full House songwriter.
Oh, the fourth joke was so tedious.
Would you care to explain why the joke was forced and tedious? Well, to be fair, this is one of the few other occasions in the video where you haven't explained yourself. So really, am I expecting anything less at this point?
Please.
Step out!
Way back in the night.
Oh! These songs are so awful! I'd rather listen to a back-to-back Barry Manilow, Ted Nugent, and Justin Bieber marathon.
Okay, first of all, that joke was cringeworthy and forced. Second of all, hey, that's my favorite song in this movie. Not to mention, a lot of people who grew up watching this cartoon actually like this song.
So what? Are you saying that because there are more people out there that like this song, automatically makes his opinion invalid? That is some pretty fucked up logic right there, Adriana. I wonder how that works on other songs. Wow, the song Anaconda by Nicki Minaj is really good.
What are you, insane? It's the world's most hated song of all time and you're stupid for liking it. Go die, you fucking idiot.
Also, he was just giving out his own personal opinion on the songs, okay? Nobody's getting harmed, nobody's getting killed, so there's no need for you to get off on a high horse. Okay, Adriana?
Please. So that was Monster Mash. How was it? How the hell do you think it was? I'd say this was the worst Halloween special ever made, except nobody ever saw it. And if they did, it was so forgettable that they didn't remember seeing it. The animation reminds me of an 80s Saturday morning cartoon, only without the charm. The songs are terrible, the script is bland, the characters have no character, the slapstick isn't funny, it sucks away all the dignity of Frankenstein, Dracula, and the Wolfman. It bears little to no connection with the song Monster Mash.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
Oh, that's pretty simple, actually. Both of you, in many ways, do care. Spaceman cares because if he didn't care about this movie one bit, he wouldn't have taken the time out of his life to create an entire review of the movie pointing out flaws that he had said with this movie. And as for you, Adriana, you care also because if you didn't care, you wouldn't have taken the time out of your day to create this commentary attempting to debunk the flaws that you felt were present with his review while he was reviewing it already. You know, it's really sad, Adriana, when we can debunk anything to say with very simple knowledge. That was Blue Flame's quote, by the way.
Yes, I had to use special effects on an overused clip so you guys won't be bored.
I'm sorry, but I want an explanation from this. How does adding special effects to a media clip that I'm pretty sure has been overplayed to death and the majority of the community doesn't use that clip on any of their commentaries make it any better? I wonder how well that will work on any of my commentaries. I said this before and I'll say it again. Regardless of everything that sex has to offer, how common it is, and how important it is to everyone on the planet, sex is not something that everyone will understand easily. Sex is not something that people can do without any problems. Sex isn't something that everyone will enjoy. It's not always acceptable. It's not always comfortable. It's not always appropriate to everyone, to every environment you go, to everything in life. Okay, all joking aside, I'm going to stop the commentary right here because up to this point, she plays this really bizarre clip showing various commentators and her proclaiming that they're out to get peace, and introducing a few new avatars that she will be using in future commentaries. Remember when I said keep both of these statements in mind because they would bite her in the ass?
And the person I'm commentating is bringing up the same criticism over and over again that I figured I should give him a taste of his own medicine. Trust me, saying the same critique over and over again will die off fast.
Yeah, I believe this is the perfect time to explain why exactly. Her main gripe with Spaceman's review was that he was being redundant, saying, "Oh, these characters are not funny, oh, they're annoying, they're this and that, and blah blah blah." Now, I can understand why stuff like this could hurt a review, but look at what she was doing throughout her entire commentary.
Oh, the fourth joke was so tedious. Okay, first of all, that joke was cringeworthy and forced. Okay, that Skeletor basketball playing judge was an odd idea. I have to agree. Okay, you do have a good point there. Yeah, I have no comment on this.
Then why make the comment?
Yeah, you sure don't sound redundant in any way, shape, or form. And in case you were wondering, Adriana, I was being sarcastic. So with that said, here are my final thoughts. Not only was this commentary very disappointing, it's quite possibly the worst video I have ever seen. And yeah, it's even worse than Gipton Takes video, only because I didn't pay attention to his video. But back to Adriana's commentary. She brings nothing to the table, all her arguments are pointless and invalid to the review she's commentating. The nickel game and all her jokes that she made, if you could call it jokes, weren't all that funny. The whole commentary she made was just a painful experience, and I can't believe that there was someone out there like her who could screw up a commentary this badly. Say what you will about my commentaries, I will admit that I'm not the brightest tool in the shed, but I do try my best and push my limits to improve. I'm sorry to say this, Adriana, but I'm being honest here. You are not fit to be in the commentary community, and that's not an easy thing for me to say because I'm not that great either, even though I do try and improve. So yeah, there you go. Anyways, this has been the Gem of 99, and there's no turning back. It must be done. Goodbye, everybody. I'm going to do a commentary on a random obscure YouTube ranter by the name of Dean, who made a rant video talking about Gligar 13 vids. Man, do I feel sorry for Gligar.
There's tons of famous gamers like PewDiePie, Angry Video Game Nerd, Markiplier, Game Grumps, and many more. All of those gamers are awesome and funny. Gligar 13 vids. Who is this guy, you may ask? Well, he's a dick and a troll.
Okay, first of all, how are you so sure that Gligar 13 vids is a dick? Oh, because he makes videos talking shit about good games? So? And from what I've heard, people on Skype have told me that Gligar 13 vids is a really nice guy to talk to, and he doesn't troll like what he would do on his videos. Second, let me explain to you what a troll is, because it's quite obvious you don't know what the term means. Troll means a person that does videos to piss off people to get a reaction. They are not 100% serious on everything that they said. They are doing this to joke around. So there you have it, folks. I know they come in different variations, but for the most part, they're pretty much doing the same thing. Get a reaction out of someone by pissing them off. But yet, people like you just don't seem to get the idea and would fall victim to their traps. And the results can be quite hilarious. And if I may ask, what exactly is Gligar guilty of?
You know what? I can't take it anymore because of this Gligar 13 vids. Or should I say, Gligar 13 dicks. Why? Because he hates all the awesome games.
Let me guess. You've seen one of his videos, you took it seriously, got butthurt over it, fell for his troll, made a rant on it, and here I am making a commentary on you falling for his trap.
Like Mario 3D World, Sonic Lost Worlds, Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart 7, Titanfall.
Hate to break it to you, Dean, but just because a video game is popular doesn't mean everyone in the entire world is going to like that video game. Also, let's take the time to pretend that Gligar 13 vids isn't a troll and everything he said on those reviews are real. Why do you care so much if he hates those video games? Why is it such a huge deal to you when you see people hating on a video game that you like? Does the whole world end for you when you hear something like that? Or are you such a big Nintendo fanboy that you would defend Nintendo in every way, shape, or form?
all of those awesome games and Gligar 13 vids hated it. Oh, God. Even worse, he said Nintendo is for kids.
And in some ways over the years, he might be right.
What the heck? Nintendo is not only for kids, it's for adults too. Even Nintendo created games that are not for kids, like Metroid, Fire Emblem, and Kid Icarus. Those games are not suitable for kids.
And I want to ask, how are those games unsuitable for kids? Nothing in those games scream M-rated, if you know what I mean. Because if they were unsuitable for kids, they would have had something like, oh, I don't know, graphic violence, sexual themes, language, gore, mature content, etc., etc., etc. As far as I know, all the games that you've mentioned seem like the kind of games that anyone could pick up and play. And I can tell you for a fact that there are some kids out there that do play those games, and I've known a lot of gamers that grew up with Kid Icarus, Fire Emblem, and the Metroid series. I think your point would have stand a lot stronger if you said, Nintendo is not just for kids, it's made for all ages.
Heck, even Fire Emblem looks badass. This kinda reminds me of Sword Art Online, but who cares? That game looks badass, like Metroid.
And let me just say this, just because a game looks badass doesn't automatically mean the game is good. I'm not saying that Fire Emblem sucks because of it. Also, what exactly are you trying to say with that statement?
Anyway, let's go back to Gligar 13 Dicks. So I'm not the only guy who hates Gligar, but all freaking people hates Gligar.
If what you said is true, that everyone hates Gligar 13 vids, he would have been out of YouTube a long time ago. Also, here's a little word of advice from me. When you do rants, define your terms and be specific on all of your arguments and statements you make when you make a rant. Because by saying all freaking people, you're saying that everyone on the world hates Gligar, including me. I don't hate Gligar. And I'm pretty sure all of the friend contacts Gligar has would have been gone if what you said was true about everyone hates Gligar.
All people begs that Gligar 13 vids should remove on YouTube. And I beg too, he should remove on YouTube. Why? Because there's tons of hate on YouTube. Not only on YouTube, tons of hate in other websites. There's also a website called Remove Gligar 13 Vids from YouTube. So if you want to join, click the link below and I'm gonna join.
Yeah, because that's the last thing the earth needs. Some troll doing videos pissing off all the people who can't tell what a troll is. And I mean, forget all the other problems we have like AIDS, cancer, world hunger, the icebergs melting, the economy. But who cares, right? That's small potatoes compared to the real tragedy here.
Yeah, I know, YouTube cares about the views so they can remove Gligar 13 vids because you got more views.
Or YouTube doesn't give a shit.
Views, so YouTube can't remove him. But let's check first how many haters all over the internet before removing Gligar 13 vids from YouTube. Is he guilty or not guilty? Well, let's find out. First, the like and dislikes. The likes are particularly less, but the dislikes, God! His all videos got more dislikes than likes. None of his videos has more likes, just dislikes.
And your point is? The likes and dislikes really don't tell us anything about Gligar, and everyone on YouTube for that matter. It just means people have given out their little opinions on this video by saying, I like this video, or I dislike this video. And judging by all the dislikes that Gligar 13 Vids receives on his videos, I assume that his audience are nothing but a bunch of butthurt crybabies that couldn't let go of the past and or couldn't understand that the guy was trolling. And even to this day, people are still taking him seriously. By now, people should know that Gligar is an obvious troll. No wonder why he's still trolling, because you idiots won't shut the fuck up about him.
Second, the memes. Now, I have nothing to say about the Gligar memes.
Which is why I bring it up on this video to explain why Gligar 13 Dicks is guilty.
But some of his memes says he's a troll, he's stupid, and many mean words.
What does Gligar's memes have to do with anything in this video? I mean, the dislikes thing I could sort of understand because you were trying to prove a point that Gligar doesn't get a lot of good reception on his videos. It was an invalid point, but it did have something to do with Gligar. But when do people use memes as solid evidence to prove their point that the person that they're talking to are horrible people? This is just completely random. Memes are used for jokes.
And third, the haters. How many of them? Hundreds of them? No! Thousands of them!
Oh, that's horrible. Next you're going to tell me having trillion haters is a lot worse than having a billion haters, and that is a lot worse than having a million haters. And also, how are you able to quantify all the haters Gligar has? Did you take the time to count them all and see if they hate Gligar? Even though you said everybody hates Gligar before?
The website,
which was made by all the butthurt crybabies who really took him seriously.
The Rant videos,
which was made by stupid people who don't understand what a troll is.
The comments from Rant videos,
which was typed by people who again took him seriously.
The Facebook pages,
which again was created by all the butthurt crybabies who, yeah, you get the point.
All people really hates him.
Even though you said he had 1,000 haters, but before you said everybody hated him, and now you're saying everybody... I'm so fucking confused right now. You really need to use a script, dude. And not only that, you need to work on your English, buddy. It sounds terrible.
Gligar13 Vids has no fan page from Facebook. Instead, he got anti-Gligar.
I am not repeating myself.
So, is Gligar guilty or not guilty? Well, he's guilty.
He's guilty for what? You didn't even explain to me what he's guilty for. All you brought up on the table was the fact that Gligar is a troll that loves to troll around the people by saying all the popular games suck, and all the haters he receives who do nothing but post negative comments on him, make really dumb rants on him, much like this video, make really pointless petitions against Gligar, and have an entire community that's solely for the purpose to get Gligar off YouTube. And that's it. You haven't convinced me anything on why we should remove Gligar13 Vids off of YouTube, aside from the fact that you're doing this because he pissed you off on the sole fact that he was trolling you by saying, oh, Nintendo sucks, and you took him seriously for that.
He really should remove on YouTube and should not make videos. End of the story.
So that's the ending of the video. Here are my final thoughts. This video is just another dumb rant made by another idiot who took Gligar seriously. It's really sad to see people like Dean doing rants on irrelevant topics like Gligar13 Vids, and Dean has shown me that he's one of those YouTube users that are desperate for attention. Because if you look at his video gallery, most of his videos are him borrowing ideas from popular YouTube users or just going along with the oldest internet fad, meme, and joke you could ever think of. If you look at the textbook definition of the term generic YouTube user, you'll see a picture of Dean on the dictionary. Now, for those of you who are wondering why I'm coming back to the CC, the full explanation is given into the description of this video. And trust me, if I were to talk about this right now, I would have dragged on for at least 10 or 15 minutes, and you really don't want that in this video. Today we'll be looking at a video called Top 10 Worst Animated Villains, or excuse me, Top 10 Worst Animated Villains, and it's made by a channel called Birds of Destiny, and it's operated by one guy, so we'll just call him Bird. This countdown is interesting to say the least, and I have a lot to say about it. Let's not waste any more time and get straight to the video. Because the original video is like 30 minutes long, and we're in for a really rude awakening, guys, I swear to God.
Alright. Are you ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain. I can't hear you. Aye, aye, Captain. Well, I'm not.
Where do I even begin with those first 15 seconds? First of all, those opening lines right there are clearly stolen from SpongeBob's intro with the whole aye aye Captain part. You couldn't come up with your own introduction for yourself, you gotta borrow someone else's idea because you couldn't come up with your own. Secondly, that megaphone or microphone, whatever it is you're using, doesn't make you sound like you're loud, and in fact makes you sound annoying. So do everyone a favor and stop using that thing to spare us from your ear rape. And third, I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, or in this case, you shouldn't judge a video by its first couple of seconds, but really guys, those first 15 seconds are enough to tell you what the whole video is like. The whole thing is recorded in one take, no script, no editing, no video editing software whatsoever, and it's obvious that the guy is trying to remember what part goes which, what he has to say next in this video, while improvising a couple of things, stutter, and bring out a few dead pauses. The whole thing is just a complete mess. Which is why I'm going to skip out a lot of things in this video and go straight to the parts that I want to discuss. And trust me folks, it's going to get really painful.
Skip it! Welcome to the top 10 word.
I want you to remember that every time he does this, I'm going to lower down the volume to spare you from his ear rape.
That's right, I'm using the megaphone for this because I've been waiting since the beginning when I started this channel to do this. There's been a lot of videos, a lot of characters that are just triggers me. Yes, I'm talking about you budging Benson. That is just ridiculous. It doesn't need to exist whatsoever. So, hi, you thought I was gonna... Yeah, boy, that's what you get, dog. Well, welcome to the top 10 worst villains of all time.
Now, Bird, the key to making a good countdown, aside from the production values of course, is that you need editing and a script to make things work. It's one thing if you have a countdown video where it has poor production values, but the person who made the countdown is charismatic enough to carry out the whole entire video with one take, with little stutters and dead pauses. But considering that I'm making a commentary on you, it's obvious that you are not charismatic enough to carry out an entire video on your own, and if I may be honest, you're not really that funny and you tend to drag out a lot in this video. Also, a minor nitpick. If you don't want to say cuss words, just don't fucking say them. Either say it or don't say it. It's always so stupid whenever people try to half-ass it, like saying motherfucker, motherfricker.
If you haven't noticed already, I have braces. Don't say mean things about me because it costs millions of dollars. And any of you make an insult, I will shoot you in the face.
Ha 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 ha! Paying for braces and killing critics over insults is hilarious! Ha 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 ha! And Bird, I thought this video was called Top 10 Worst Animated Villains. Why are you bringing up your braces into this video? Once again, proving my point that you need to learn how to edit or use a script because you are obviously not capable for doing something like this unscripted and unedited. One of the biggest flaws that happens in this video is not only does he drag on and stutter a lot, but there are times where he goes off topic and sometimes has no fucking clue what he's talking about, which we'll get to later on.
Skip it! So, another thing is that there's no rules in particular. No rules in particular. So, any kind of character can appear. Any kind of character can appear. Either a movie character, either a TV show character, even a video game character. Or, a book character.
Then what's the point of calling it Top 10 Worst Animated Villains if any villain could appear from any form in the media that doesn't involve animation? At least try to make sense on whatever it is you're making, Bird.
Skip it! So, let's begin with the top 10 worst villains of all time, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Let's begin!
That's how he introduces spots, by the way. Just like that. You know, Bird, I don't know if you know this, but Recording videos with one take while using plushies representing yourself and your audience, and holding the camera in front of a computer screen whenever you need to use a video clip or pictures is not the same as making videos with any video editing software. That's pretty embarrassing of you for you to think that cheap video making skills like that would give your videos the same level of quality and production values as any decent video made by Windows Movie Maker. In fact, let's do a quick comparison.
Number 10.
You see, not nearly as good as the others.
Skip it! So you guys, we're off to number 9. The second one. So, let's begin with number 9, Diamond Tiara.
What? Holy shit! I made it on the list! Number 9, Gem99, Diamond Tiara! Holy shit! Oh my god!
But I thought it was Diamond Pony or Diamond Dazzle Just, let's get on with it. I hate this character. This character is worse than those other kind of villain characters. Just screw her. Also, screw the hum from...
Hi, Nesty Melted Vanilla.
Why the heck do they have to say human? It's hum. If you keep saying that over 10 times, you're probably gonna be annoyed as hell. Plus, she's just gotta be annoying as all thing, and I swear to fudging Christ, if that's the mayor's father, I will destroy any kind of pony that tries to be annoying.
Wow, you are such a fucking
Princess
little
Tiara,
nitpicker,
Diamond
dude,
Tiara.
seriously.
She's just like Fluttershy from Put Your Hoof Down, or put like you're fudging ours down. Fudge this character, fudge everybody, fudge her for trying to think that a friend could be turned into a boy. Just screw her. And I swear, if she turns good and in the series finale, then I will kill every single pony in existence.
Well, you better start locking and loading, motherfucker, because didn't I change during an episode from Season 5? Oh, excuse me, I meant to say, didn't Diamond Tiara change during an episode from Season 5? Now, I don't want to go into greater detail about this episode, but let's just say there is something that makes her a bitch in the first place, and sings a song that is nothing like the bad side of her character. Also, I've never understood what's so funny about critics and reviewers making death threats to whoever makes anything bad from TV or the media. As if you're really gonna commit an illegal act like that just so that you could prevent the madness or whatever, when in reality you just end up making yourself look horrible in the news, and you'll lose no matter what. If you ask me, Bird, death threats, even if they're meant to be jokes, are pretty morbid and very childish.
But, you know, Dylan the Hacker kind of hates ponies, but I don't care. I don't care. I just want to say that Diamond Tiara is the worst character of all. Fun fact, do you want to know what the most character I hate of all for My Little Pony Animal? I don't like the bunny character. Just full the bunny, fudge the bunny. Just fudge him or just fudge her up. It's the worst character, and the worst time she appears is in Put Your Hoof Down. Just stop. Stop airing Princess Tiara, or your followers will die in hell. For life.
I've shown you the whole number 9 spot for a reason. I would have shown number 10, but I don't know who BB is and I don't want to do research on him. But it is to show you a huge flaw that ruins the whole countdown. And it's the fact that Bird was going into the countdown unprepared. And as a result, we see him go off topic sometimes, stutter, have no clue what he's talking about half the time, and when he tries to stay on topic, he doesn't do a good job explaining why that spot's on the list, or why that spot's on the list, and the whole thing is just a mess.
And that's not such a good thing, Bird, since explanations are a huge thing in countdowns, especially when you have to explain why you placed these people on the list, or how number 9 is worse than number 10, and how number 8 is worse than number 9, and so on and so on and so on. And you didn't do a good job explaining these choices. You didn't explain why Diamond Tiara is a horrible villain. You didn't explain how she sucks as a villain, what kind of actions did she actually do in the show, and I failed to see the point why she's a horrible villain, as well as all of these choices that you place on the list. Now, before anyone tells me that countdowns are opinionated, yes, everyone can figure that out for themselves. But I like to say that even his opinion doesn't matter as much in this countdown, because there is a character somewhere in the middle of the list where he rants and rages more than the actual character from the number 1 spot of his list, which leaves me with the impression that he picked his choices randomly and didn't care what he was doing because he's so confident that his piece of shit video would do so good because everybody likes them epic fail countdowns. Yee-hoo! Well, you might want to reconsider, Bird, because you done fucked up this time. But enough about his production values and the obvious fact that he's doing the video in one take. Let's talk about the stupid shit that he says in this video.
Skip it! But here's the question for you. What kind of character is a puppet and is a news reporter? I'm a news reporter, I'm an arsehole, and I'm a landlord, which I dislike landlords. I hate the PewDiePie landlord, and I hate the blank landlord, and I hate the landlord from blank blank L. Who am I?
Oh my god, you take forever just talking alone. By the way, hi Vanilla again.
Jeffy? No. Browser Jr.? No. Rosalina? Hell fudging no.
Stupid way of censoring.
Wanna know the worst character for SML of all time? Mr. Goodman, the stupid... He would just throw him.
Wow, Bird. You are so fucking oblivious on this list. I see 2 major red flags in the number 8 spot. Number 1, Mr. Goodman is a puppet. A puppet. And number 2, Mr. Goodman's character could be best described as some kind of grumpy smartass who takes his jobs a little too seriously. But that barely makes him one of the main villains of the show, if he ever was a villain. So let's see if I get this straight. You've placed a character who's not even a villain of some puppet show on YouTube as your number 8th spot in a list called Top 10 Worst Animated Villains. Do you not see what is wrong with that?
Skip it! I reviewed him in my top 10 worst regular show episodes of all time because he is the side of Satan. He is the fudging hell side of Satan. He is... For fudge sake.
Grr, I'm so angry. I need a megaphone to make my voice loud to show you I'm angry. Grr.
At Cartoon Network, if this was your goal, if this was the goal to make you... Was this your, just tell me, was this intended to be what your TV show, what was it? If this seriously what you wanted regular show to be, then this is the opportunity of where you need to die.
And this you opportunity to make good grammar and head in speech therapy.
The only reason I put him on the list was for this scene right here.
Padding, padding, padding. This video sucks and blows. Padding, padding, padding. Please just get on with the show.
It closes in 30 minutes. We're sorry. We didn't know it was daytime. There aren't any windows in the arcade. Excuses. How am I supposed to trust you when all you give me are excuses? When are you two gonna learn that your actions have consequences? Consequences that affect other people, like me. Don't you two understand? I'm about to lose my job. You may not care about keeping your jobs, but I care about keeping mine. Because if I lose my job, I have nothing. Do you hear me? I have nothing.
Oh my God! Oh my fudging God! You have a house! Be thankful that you have a motherfucking house! Be thankful that you have a mother-fudging family that can help you. Be thankful that you can be at a park to train thieves like you're Adolf Hitler, Vincent. But you don't even deserve to be in a right to act Mordecai and Rigby as slaves. You killed people. You abused people. You are the worst kind of people I've ever seen in my entire life.
You're really going to blame a fictional character over the death of John F. Kennedy and the sinking of the Titanic? Wow, dude, I don't know if you're really whiny or you are trying way too hard to be funny but just couldn't get the job done. But seriously though, I don't understand why Benson is on the list because he's barely the main villain of the show, if he ever started one at all. Now, it is true that he is a grumpy asshole, but there are reasons that explain why he's that grumpy to begin with. Let me give you 2 examples. Best burger in the world. He serves as sort of the antagonist on the episode because in that episode, he was forcing Rigby and Mordecai to work instead of having a lunch break and trying out the best burger in the world. But there is a reason why he did that. Because those two haven't done chores in about a week, and you can say that Benson is punishing them for it. The other episode, Think Positive, centers around Benson and how he's trying so hard not to yell at Rigby and Mordecai or else he'll get fired by Pops. If anything, the closest thing to an antagonist is probably Mordecai and Rigby, but that's really stretching it here. Other than that, there are a couple of episodes where Benson actually does help out Mordecai and Rigby and the rest of the gang at the park, especially when the park and its members are in danger. Do those things make him sound like an evil motherfucker that wants to take over the world and loves to kick sand into little kids? Also another thing that I like to point out. This is the part in the video where Bert is at his most furious and the one where he talks on the character that he hates the most. And we're at number 7 on the list. Which honestly begs the question why Benson isn't number 1 instead of Chloe from that Ladybug show that I'm not familiar with. And Chloe doesn't even get the same level of treatment and attention as Benson does with Bird. My only 2 guesses at this point is either Bird has no idea how a countdown works, or this list has some really screwed up priorities.
Skip it! Number 4 is Olympia, Norm of the North. Congratulations, Mr. Enter. You get someone on your list. She has nothing to do with the plot. Just screw her. She has nothing to do with the plot. She has no point in being with a mother that's just thinking that quitting a job and just hanging out with your sister is a good thing because you need a job. If you don't have a job, then how are you gonna survive?
Once again, Bird, you picked a character that makes no sense on appearing on the list. Olympia isn't even close to being the main villain of the movie. She helps out the protagonist Norm on saving the Arctic through these stupid musical numbers and these stupid fucking commercials. I don't even want to fucking remember. Oh, and speaking about that movie, you could have easily placed Mr. Green on the spot because he's your typical cliched evil corporate motherfucker that you've seen in almost every other environmental movie from the 2000s, but yet you're gonna pick Olympia because she pissed you off more than Mr. Green? I know you said this list has no rules in particular, but I would argue and say that this part, there should have been a paradox on this list, because again, I cannot stress this enough. Olympia is not evil! I also find it ironic that you kind of complained to Olympia about not having a job, when earlier on in this list,
You have a house. Be thankful that you have a motherfucking house. Be thankful that you have a motherfucking family that can help you.
I also forgot to say this, Bird. You're a fucking idiot for calling Benson ungrateful and that he shouldn't worry about losing his job. If he lost his job, he wouldn't have the money to keep a house. It's called taxes, you dumbass. And also, what good is his fucking family if they turn out to be one of those strict parents that wouldn't give him a chance? Haven't you ever thought about that? And I would also like to say that while those 2 statements that he made don't necessarily contradict him, it does leave out a very huge mixed message. So what you're saying is, it's not okay to not have a job, and that it's also not okay to complain about losing a job. So tell me, what's okay? I'm really confused here.
Adding a bunch of random complaints in contrast with the other complaints that you picked for your arguments do not make your arguments stronger or make it any valid. It doesn't work that way, Bird.
But if you take a job, like how pretty much a pizzeria place, just say no. Just say full this. Bunch this. I'm not working at this kind of place because I actually want to work at a place that doesn't kill me because this character feels like I want to kill me.
Do you ever pay attention to yourself talking at all?
Skip it! Well, you already know what number 3 is. Chloe Carmichael.
Oh my god, dude. Seriously? Chloe from the Fairly Odd Parents makes it on the list? A list that I remind you is called Top 10 Worst Animated Villains? This blows my mind on so many levels. But really, Bird, out of all the villains that you could have picked from the show, no matter how important or insignificant their roles were, people like Denzel Crocker, Vicky the Babysitter, Francis, the negative version of the Crimson Chin, Dark Laser, the Anti-Fairies, Pixie Inc. Of all the people that you could have picked on this list that have done evil acts, why the fuck would you go along with a Mary Sue character who's at best a secondary protagonist from the main cast of the show? Is there something I'm missing here? And I'll stop the commentary right here, because honestly, I don't have much to say, and if I were to continue, I'd be repeating myself. Before I give out my final thoughts, I want to quickly recap the entire list, just in case if you people are curious enough who made it on the list and want to point out the errors on the list yourself. So here we go. Number 10 is Balloon Boy from Five Nights at Freddy's. Number 9 is myself, or Diamond Tiara from the number 9 spot. Go figure. Number 8 is Mr. Goodman from Super Mario Logan, a puppet. Number 7 is Benson from the regular show, who again I must remind you that this is the guy that Bird hates more than everyone else on the list, to the point where he calls them Hell Side of Satan. Number 6 is Patty from The Diary of the Wimpy Kid. Number 5 is Princess Morbucks from either the original or the reboot of the Powerpuff Girls. Number 4 is Olympia from Norm of the North, who, I must remind you, helped out Norm in the movie. Number 3 is Chloe from the Fairly Odd Parents. Seriously, dude, what the fuck were you thinking with that choice? Number 2 is Molly from Kid vs. Kat, who I don't remember much aside from the fact that she's sort of a carbon copy of Millie. And number 1 is Chloe from the Miraculous Ladybug Show. A character that does make sense to a certain degree because she is a villain from the show, but again, Bird does not do a good job explaining why she's a horrible animated villain. Then we move on to some sort of segment where Bird is doing something. I mean, you're seeing this, right? Can you even describe what the fuck is going on here? And then the video ends for realsies. So, in conclusion, this video is fucking terrible. I mean, this whole thing is a complete mess. Unfocused, the production is horrible, lazy, and I know I'm repeating myself here when I say this, but this is a huge problem with this video. All he fucking does is ramble incoherently, nitpick for the sake of nitpicking, and he talks and talks and talks without thinking ahead or having a clue what he's saying, and it's like that throughout the entire video, which makes it a huge chore to sit through. Don't you find it kind of odd that most of these characters that he picked mostly consists of girls that are self-entitled, manipulative, rich, spoiled brats? Call me crazy, but I think this guy is not very well liked with the girls at school. I'm not pointing any fingers and saying that it's true, I'm just saying. Also, the whole list is a complete lie with the title. It's called Top 10 Worst Animated Villains, yet this guy treats the whole video like he's talking about the characters that he does not like. Almost half of them aren't even villains. Honestly, this video wouldn't bother me so much if we were to just call it Top 10 Characters That I Don't Like or Top 10 Characters That Are Annoying to Me. It would have still been a crappy video and we still have to endure with you just rambling on and on like this. But at least you would have been honest and the title would have been promising, but you didn't do that, did you? Now, Bird, before I end this, I want you to understand that this video is not an attack towards you and your channel. I have no reason to hate you and I don't think I ever will. But I do want you to take this video into consideration to learn from your mistakes and to improve your content. If you're really serious on joining into the cartoon community and putting out videos that review cartoons and do some countdowns. And if you think that the way how you make videos is gonna get you anywhere in the cartoon community or whatever it is you're planning, you are wrong. Dead wrong. I mean, come on, dude. I heard you said you go to film school, so you should know that stuff like this is unprofessional and amateurish as shit. Come on, man. At least learn how to edit or make something presentable for your videos. It should be easy for you. Again, don't take this as an offense towards you. Consider this a helpful advice, okay? Don't worry, I'm not gonna bite back or hurt you.
Well, it's been a while since I've uploaded a solo commentary, huh? Yep. And don't expect this to be a huge epic commentary comeback for me because my representation has already been ruined, no thanks to you-know-who. But whatever, I've got nothing to lose, so here we go. Just to get things out of the way, this was requested by Dark Agumon. He sent me another stupid video made by another stupid teenage girl that made herself look like an idiot in this video, and blah blah blah, etc etc. Potato! Now let's move on to the commentary.
YouTube, I am back.
Okay, already from the beginning I can tell that this video is going to suck big time. We have a girl in her room holding a camera talking about something without thinking ahead before making this video, and the title of this video is called Rant on Haters all over the internet. But I'll give myself a benefit of a doubt and say that okay, maybe this girl might have a point. So let's hear what she has to say.
But now review how's it going? All the goddess of the internet.
What a pretentious nickname.
I'm gonna make another rant video about YouTube haters and whatever type of haters, and I'm gonna give you guys some advice about those haters.
Here's another problem that I have with this video. Her speech impediment is so annoying and very difficult for me to understand what she is saying. Call me rude, but if you can't speak properly, try to improve, do something about it, or don't speak at all. It's better off to keep your mouth shut than to have everyone laugh at how annoying your voice is. It's just embarrassing.
Have you ever get hatred on your video for unknown reason? I get hate a lot on my video. So does Rapazilon, so does my boyfriends, so does a lot of other people. They get hatred in the videos a lot.
Not only does she have an annoying speech impediment, she also has really bad grammar and stutters a lot, which is a really bad thing in rant videos. This is why I script and think ahead of time before I record something, because if I make a video without thinking ahead of time, I'm leaving the crowd bored and impatiently waiting for something to come out of my mouth.
You know why they get hatred and I get hatred? The person is anonymous. They do not want to say who they are and why they hate your video.
Wow, that is quite possibly the broadest reason I have ever heard in my life. So you're saying that the reason why haters hate people on YouTube is because they want to stay anonymous and don't want to give out a reason why they hate people on YouTube? Okay. What if there are haters out there that do not keep themselves anonymous and do show their faces? What if there are haters that are just doing it to troll someone to get a reaction? What if there are haters out there that do have a reason why they hate certain YouTube users, whether their reasons are legitimate or not? There's just so many examples I can give to the table to destroy your argument right there. You know, for a goddess of the internet, you sure do not know how the people on the internet work.
A lot of people do not like a lot of other people's videos because you have to take the criticism about that. Like, if they criticize you, then you have to take that for the right point of the answer.
And you know something, I went to a dentist in the chili fries with poke fun library card. So for the trophy brushing the sky. Another reason why you should script and edit your videos, ladies and gentlemen. It just saves you the trouble from making yourself look like a complete dumbass.
If you're new to YouTube and you are getting hatred on your videos, you should accept that not everyone will like your video.
Which leaves me wondering, why didn't you take your own advice and accept the fact that not everyone will love you and enjoy your videos?
The only reason why like a lot of people make videos on the internet is because to make money off of it.
Really? That's the only reason why people make videos on the internet? To make money off of them? Well, gee golly whiz, I guess that means everyone on the internet must be greedy whores and they care about nothing else but the money. I mean, forget any other explanation why people make videos on the internet. I mean, it's not like they're doing it for fun or be informative on the internet or review some content of the media or troll around people on the internet. No. The only reason why we're making videos on the internet is because we're doing it for the money! We're doing it for the money! And it's true because the goddess of the internet said so. Rah! Also, when did we go from haters on the internet to an explanation why people make videos on the internet?
And I heard the more people hate your video, they give you more viewers.
And to which I reply, getting a lot of hate doesn't always mean you're going to get a lot of viewers. Sometimes you might gain infamy from the haters. Sometimes you might just get a lot of haters making videos about how much you suck or how much of a piece of shit you are. Or you might get a lot of haters so much, eventually people will just forget about you, move on, and leave you ending up like nothing. I mean nothing. What the fuck is his name?
Like me, I'm tired of people hating my videos already. If you hate my videos, why are you on my channel and why are you watching my video if you hate my videos?
Ah yes, the classic, ever so famous, whiniest excuse that people can come up with. Why do you watch my videos if you don't like my videos? Because, you know, it's not like they have a reason to complain about me for being sexist, racist, stupid, ignorant, egotistical, and being full of shit on the internet.
And plus, they're all like troll haters and they're, like I said, they're anonymous. And they do not want to tell you who they are and they like hating you for no apparent reason.
Didn't you just told us that like in the first half of the video? Another reason why you should edit and script your videos. It saves you the trouble for repeating yourself over and 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 over.
A lot of YouTubers get hatred. Sammy Pinkoff gets hated. Sabrina Vaz got like a lot of hate. I'm starting to get a lot of hate.
Okay, we get it. Everyone's going to get hate and we all have to deal with that. Jeez, you don't have to point out the obvious.
A lot of YouTubers out there get a lot of hate for no apparent reason.
Oh yeah, that one's also a classic whiny line. They hate on me for no apparent reason. Yeah. I really hate it when people say this, because it just shows how ignorant they are and refuse to change for the better. If you really don't want to get a lot of criticism and negativity on your videos, here's an idea. Just accept the criticism and move on. It's not that hard. It's not some highly complicated task that would take years to accomplish. You just have to be an adult about it.
And I want you all to know that if you keep getting hatred in your videos, don't delete your videos like I normally do.
Here's a word of advice from me. Don't complain about the fact that you don't like people hating on your videos, because that makes you look like an easier target for these trolls to make fun of you and give you even more hatred and negativity.
Because sometimes I cannot take the criticize of people, but I need to learn how to accept that.
Again, it's not a complicated task to accomplish. You don't have to learn to accept criticism. You just have to be calm about the criticism.
And plus, those YouTube haters, Facebook haters, and also Instagram haters, and Twitter haters, and Tumblr haters, and my yearbook haters, they don't know anything.
Wow. 3 classic whiny lines in one video. You're on a roll here today, aren't you, Brittany? You know what? I'm not even going to bother replying to that statement because I believe my previous points and statements in this commentary have already destroyed it already.
The only reason why they hate you and bash you and remove you and send you bad hatred and your veil is to give you more viewers. Like, if the person hate your veil, why would they be watching it? Like, literally, like, why would you be watching my veil if you hate my veil?
Guys, this video is so repetitive and so whiny. This is like the combination of a butthurt crybaby video and a stupid teenage girl rant video. I swear, years from now, people will show this video as a bad example on how to handle criticism on the internet.
A lot of you would be like, oh, I hate the fact she keeps wearing sunglasses in her veils. Well, excuse me, I don't care.
As you can see.
And I don't like the fact that everyone keep bashing my veils and bashing me by calling me ugly and not beautiful and none of that.
Oh boy, are the trolls gonna have a field day with her.
Ew, gross. She's the ugly piece of shit I ever seen. Ew, gross, nasty. She's the ugly piece of shit I've ever seen. If you give her a blow job, would she look ugly or would she look the same?
Wah, these people hate on me. Wah, they call me stupid names. Wah. Are you still whining?
A liable person. I've been called out a lot, and plus yesterday when I'm making a video about 9/11, one person hated it. They don't understand history.
How are you so sure? Supposedly the guy knows the history of 9/11 and he is offended over the fact that you didn't put any effort on that video and just treat it like it was just a regular everyday event. Who the hell makes an effortless video talking about the greatest American tragedy of all time? That's just disgusting.
They should go back to high school. I do not understand history.
Ooh, burn.
Here's my advice for you now, since I did a rant, you know.
You were whining for almost 4 minutes. I think it's too late for us to take you seriously and accept someone else's advice from someone who gets butthurt over comments on the internet.
If you guys get hate on your veils, you need to accept that, or you want them to remove it. And plus, the person who hate on your veil is anonymous people from a different country or a different place. People watching your veil all over the world. And you better, accept that.
I suggest you do the same.
Anyways, guys, this is my rant / advice given to you. If you guys first start out on YouTube, I wish you guys the best.
How encouraging of you.
And please, if you guys ever go on your YouTube, subscribe to me. If you guys ever go on your YouTube, subscribe to me.
Okay, it's one thing to be a sensitive person on YouTube who can't handle criticism, but it's one thing to be a selfish attention whore on YouTube begging for subscribers. Seriously, I lost a little bit of respect for you when you said that line right there.
And I'm not going to subscribe to any YouTube haters, so yeah, anyways. Stay up to date and subscribe. Also remember, be a goddess, be sweet, be who you are, and make your life really decent. Those people who hate on your veils, they are bullies. So, see ya.
And this is where the video ends right here. It ends with her saying another classic whiny quote. The haters are bullies. That's 4 classic whiny quotes in one video. So here are my final thoughts. This video was just terrible. It's not as bad as some of the others I've seen in the past, but this was still pretty whiny. Also, I already gave you a long answer on what I think about this video. The shorter answer? It's just a stupid teenage girl video that made a really stupid rant. Enough said.
Alright, just to get things out of the way, from now on, I will not be Rajimgid when I'm making a commentary. I've realized that the character has caused me nothing but trouble and really hurt my representation. So, I guess you could say that this commentary is just me starting all over again and moving on from the past. And don't worry people, constructive criticism is always allowed in my videos, no matter how rude or offensive they are. Now, today's commentary is going to be on TOG Professor. That's right, my arch nemesis, I guess. To make a long story short, the professor had a good run with his commentaries. Then he made a video basically telling everyone, goodbye everyone, I'm no longer making commentaries, I'm moving on to other stuff. Then made a video talking about Derek Yasha. And finally, we get to this video, which I'm commentating on. What is a commentary? Let's just say that he fucked up and he kind of made himself look like an idiot. I'm not good with time, so I don't know how much time I've wasted. So let's just move on to the commentary, and just for the sake of nostalgic purposes, I'm changing your avatar.
Apparently there is some confusion regarding a few things that I said in my video about me no longer making commentaries. I stated that I was no longer making cutaway commentaries specifically for a reason.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've got that wrong. What I meant to say was, yeah, goodbye everyone. I'm no longer making commentaries. Sort of, maybe. I'm not going to do any cutaway commentaries, but I'm going to make videos talking about some stuff. By the way, commentaries are rants because of this and that and blah, blah, blah. This may be a nitpick, but do you think it was necessary to make a video telling every one of your subscribers that you're tired of making commentaries and you're going to do something else? I think it should be clearly obvious to everyone that users who have been making videos of a specific content for a long time, eventually they'll grow tired of it and move on to other stuff. Does that sound like something that should be discussed about in greater detail?
But this apparently annoyed people because I dare to compare commentaries to rants. Some people were a little pissed because they apparently don't like rants, and others because they apparently gargle the mayonnaise from certain ranters. So today I would like to clarify a few things for people who might be confused as to what a commentary really is.
Because all of you are morons on the internet who don't know squat about a commentary. Now let me, the professor, to educate you on what a commentary is. Are you this pretentious when you're trying to prove a point?
And I will be providing evidence for everything I am saying today, so allow me for the first time ever to say this. What I am about to say is fact, for the sole reason that I can back my claims and statements with verifiable evidence.
Remember people, the professor is going to point out facts. And let me remind you people that facts are something that cannot be disproven, something that cannot be considered a hoax. It is absolute truth, something that exists, and something that is real. Got it? Alright, moving on.
Commentaries can be placed into 3 different categories, and to give these 3 categories, I will be using the Oxford Dictionary's definitions for commentary. The first definition clearly reads as follows: an expression of opinions or offering of explanations or explanations about an event or situation. Now for those who might not understand this, because apparently these people do exist, this simply says to express an opinion about something.
Well, yeah, if that's the meaning of a commentary. I don't know. Isn't there a thing called a second meaning or something? Okay, how do I explain this to you? There are words out there that have more than just one definition through some kind of slang or terminology, or depending on what community you are, it could be used in different contexts. Forgive me if I can't explain this better, but let me give you an example, like the word hot. The definition of that word is usually applies to something that's burning or lukewarm, but through slang it's usually described as attractive or sexy. And although that may be the definition of the word commentary, here on YouTube, it's usually described as cutaway commentaries. You know, people that do commentaries in their own specific style. There is a word for it, I just can't put it on my mind. Excuse me for a second. I wanna shine a light on the things you do. Oh, that's the word I'm looking for. Connotation.
Now I'd like to ask a little question. What people regularly express their opinions here on YouTube? That's right, children, ranters!
So you're saying that ranters are exactly like commentators?
Ranters spend their time making videos where they express their thoughts on a given subject.
If that's true, then the same thing could be said to game reviewers. Liberals, Christians, atheists, scientists, bronies, any kind of people out there that regularly express their opinions here on YouTube. I don't know, you kind of generalize the YouTube community by saying that people who express their opinions are ranters. Oh my God, my head hurts.
And that is where their bread and butter comes from. So going by the definition alone, ranters do indeed equal commentators. The issue with this particular label is that on YouTube, these 2 groups have been separated by different labels. One group is the ranting community and the other is the commentary community.
But don't those communities have a specific style on the videos they're making? With ranters, you usually get people that talk about certain topics and explain why that topic sucks by giving up points or examples. With commentators, you usually get like commentaries where they show the original video, and if they have something to say, they pause the video and then they show their part talking. And I know not every rant and commentary is the same exact fucking thing. There are rants out there that are cutaways. There are rants that, you know, just show the people's faces and they just talk about it without any editing. There are commentaries that are just one-shot commentaries, and there are commentaries that are, you know, lazy, just people just talking. But what I'm trying to say is you're not giving out specific connotations. You're basically saying that ranters and commentators are the same thing because they express their opinions.
Now yes, I know that the technical definition for rant is to speak or shout at length in a wild, impassioned way. But I would ask this. When people like Martin Luther King Jr. give very passionate speeches, was he not speaking about his viewpoints or opinions? That would have made MLK Jr. a social commentator, because he was commenting on social rights.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Hold it right there, Professor. When did we go from YouTube commentators and ranters to Martin Luther King Jr.? What does he have to do with any of this? Is it because he's giving out his thoughts on segregation and that automatically makes him a YouTube commentator? You know who else gives out thoughts, Professor? Everyone! I didn't mean to yell. That was just an expression. But wait, what am I kidding? You're the professor. Everything you say is right. Well, I guess that means that the resignation speech is no different than watching all the videos made by Justin Bieber fangirls crying over the Justin Bieber haters, telling them to stop hating on Justin Bieber. Now, I'm no genius. I know I'm stupid, but I know there is a massive difference between a speech and someone on YouTube just talking about some topic. Wow! Really, Professor? Wow!
This would also include reviewers such as Siskel and Ebert, or if you must include them, the AVGN and Nostalgia Critic, since they are doing no less than giving their personal thoughts or opinions on the movies or video games they are reviewing. This would also include people such as the Archfiend, or say even a Dosa Buckley or Internet Aristocrat, since they are commenting on a subject material, making them commentators.
Good examples right there, Professor. Really, good. Too bad you ruined it now that you mentioned Martin Luther King Jr., a guy who clearly was born around the time when the internet wasn't around.
Skip it! The issue some people have is that they don't want what they either like or don't like labeled as a commentary because they feel that attaches it to the commentary community. In all honesty, this is a bit pathetic and childish.
Okay, before we continue, let me just get this avatar out of the way and show you what the original video looks like. I want all of you to watch this little part of the video and figure out what the problem is.
To either make a Twitter post stating, "Holy shit, this guy said that Adosa Buckley and Gem91Show are part of the commentary community! How dare he! He shall pay for his crimes!"
Have you figured out what the problem is? If you don't, let me explain. The picture that he is showing is small and pixelated. You couldn't read the text on the picture. Even if you set the video quality as high as it could go, you still can't read it. And I hope all of you love to stare at a picture for more than 10 minutes because this is the only picture you're going to see throughout the entire video.
By the way, the Attack on Tryhard Twitter page is fucking amazing. I didn't even know it existed until Honest Reviews told me about it the other day, and I'm glad to know it exists. It is fantastic to know that there is a group of people so dedicated to proving how stupid and pathetic the commentary community is that they apparently spend every last waking moment of their free time trying to keep tabs on what is going on in the commentary community and posting about it on Twitter.
Whoa, 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 wait a minute here. Are you saying that the people on Attack on Tryhard are nothing but a group of people sitting down on their computers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, keeping an eye on every commentator that's part of the YouTube commentary community and post tweets whenever they do something stupid without going to work or school? And on top of that, no lunch breaks, no coffee breaks, no restroom breaks, no sleeping, nothing! Is that what you're saying? And let me remind you people that the professor is the same guy who makes commentaries making fun of people on how stupid they are, and this is just a hobby, you know, something that'll kill the time.
Skip it! But going back on track now, this whole issue is stemming from labels that others wish to place on people, which is really, really sad.
But Professor, you did the same thing. You just labeled people on the internet with a horribly ambiguous definition.
When more people had been happy had I said that I was not going to be a commentator anymore and instead be a ranter, just to conform to the apparent status quo of the internet? Which would have made these people happy, to have held to the definition of the word commentary, or to conform to their beliefs?
Oh yeah, I forgot to point this out. Sometimes in the video the professor is talking about these people, but he's not being very clear on who are these people he's talking about. Is it your subscribers, the ranting community, the commentary community? Which one is it?
Honestly, I don't know, and to be quite honest, at the end of the day, I don't really care.
That's bullshit, because you obviously do care enough to make a video talking about this whole labeling nonsense.
Because I understand that regardless of if I am ranting, reviewing, or making quote commentaries unquote, I am in essence commentating. This is a very simple concept, and if you can't see it or understand it, then I feel sorry for you.
Again, who are these people you're talking about?
Skip it! I would also like to say this to the person who got his panties in a twist because I dare to call Dosa Buckley a commentator, which he took as me saying that Buckley is part of the commentary community, even though I never said that because I do understand the terminologies of YouTube. I would like to present to you a video that was uploaded on September 30th of 2012. This is a video simply titled, "So, You Want to Be a YouTube Commentator?" where the creator and uploader discusses making vlog, opinion, or rant videos, depending on what you want to call them. Oh noes! He labeled these people as commentators! What could this mean? Well, this means that the person who created the video understands the definition behind commentary, and that these people are YouTube commentators, even if they aren't part of the blessed commentary community.
Wait a minute, let's see if I got this right. He is a YouTube commentator who is not part of the YouTube commentary community. What?
Though, notice who uploaded it. Holy shit! It was Dosa Buckley himself, and in the video he even states that these are the kind of videos that he makes and describes himself as a commentator! Blasphemy!
But you said he wasn't part of the commentary community before, but... I'm sorry, you're really confusing me right now.
I shall now make a Twitter page about this and tweet to Buckley complaining that he dared to compare himself to the commentary community, because that shit ain't allowed since rants are not commentaries.
Is that true? That's their reaction to this whole fiasco? Okay, I really don't want to do this, but I have to go on Twitter to see if the professor is right. Okay, I just got done going on Twitter. It was a really hard trip and my camera all of a sudden went wrong. And I looked at the tweets. None of them ever really scream, "Oh my goodness, this is horrible. This person will pay for doing something stupid on YouTube."
Listen, none of what I said here is to say that you aren't allowed to disagree with me.
Didn't you forget what you said earlier on in the video?
And I will be providing evidence for everything I am saying today, so allow me for the first time ever to say this.
What I am about to say is fact, for the sole reason that I can back my claims and statements with verifiable evidence.
And now here you are basically saying, that's just how I feel, that's my opinion. You can argue with it if you want, I don't really care. I'm just gonna stop the video right here because I've got nothing to say after that part, and I don't want this video to go any longer than 30 minutes. So here are my final thoughts. This video is, unintelligent. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it anyway. Stupid. You used a dictionary to give out an ambiguous definition that labels pretty much everyone on YouTube. You didn't give out specific connotations, and at times you weren't being specific on who are these people you're talking about. And there are signs in the video that make it clearly obvious that you are angry at one person. You associated Martin Luther King Jr. to the YouTube commentary community, and I don't know. Professor, your ego is starting to take over your intelligence at this point. It's not to say that you're completely retarded. I still think you're smarter than me, but I could still see the flaws in your videos. Let this be an important lesson to everyone on YouTube. Just because you're popular doesn't mean you're smart and flawless in your videos. Everyone makes mistakes, and they can't get away with it. They can't run away from it. They can't hide from it. The very least you could do is move on. When I fuck up, I fuck up. I don't try to hide it. It's really sad to know that popular commentators make commentaries on people who could be really good people, who could make good videos. They made one bad video, and the fans of that particular YouTube commentator look at the video and think, oh, this guy's stupid. He has no potential. Oh, he's just as stupid as Derek Yasha or Sailor Moon Red. And yet, they don't look at the hypocrisy, the stupidity, and mistakes that the popular commentator leaves. But anyways, I'm done. Sorry if I sounded loud and whiny. My voice really sucks. I'm out. Okay, stop. Let's just cut to the chase. Hey guys, this is the Gem99 here with a new commentary. Today, we're going to do a commentary on Jason Murray Jr., who made a video titled School Shootings Rant. Let's move on to the video.
What up? Jason Murray here.
Done. Over. Click off.